stepping up my game. I'm a groove student, yes I am. With groove I know I can. Read my master plan. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. Groove Nation inspires me. The most loose and free. I'm dancing through my dreams. Bursting at the seams. I'm feeling groove-alicious. Groove knows who I am. 'Cause now is my time to have a groove state of mind. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am.
Hello.
Okay, here we are. Hi, everybody. Hi, Donna. Hi, David.
Hello.
I was just inspired to send a text message to our friend Paul Hoffman, who wrote that song, I'm Grooving, and just thank him for the song because it makes me happy every time I hear it.
Yeah, it's great. The I'm grooving and the have you logged into Groove lately and the instrumental and then our karaoke versions. So Christine says, love the Dino grooving, people singing along to the song. So here we are, week 2 of the State of the Groovion. And this one is a little bit more back to normal. So we're excited to be here today, folks. Today we're actually going to talk about development. We're going to leave off where we left off. And do we have a little agenda list here, or it's more just like a list of things that we're going to go through? Okay, it's just more of a list. So on last week's report, we said that we were going to go over a couple of things. I'm just going to get out of the way just real quick. And that was GroovePay, Groove Brazil, Groove Latam, and that's about it. And then we're going to jump into the fun stuff. So on the GroovePay front, GroovePay right now is backed by some new technology partners. The unfortunate thing is it's mainly the US. Obviously, we have all different types of avenues for international, but that requires more of a full application process, not just a quick integration with Groove. So you just got to go to GroovePay.com. When you click on international, you apply, and then we'll get you set up with a merchant account. If possible, every single country is different. It was a little bit easier when we were backed by Stripe. Secondly is Groove Brazil. Groove Brazil has launched. It's doing fantastic. Buzz is taking off in Brazil. They have a slightly different model than we do. A little bit more like Hotmart. In fact, we're going to be bringing some of that model over into Groove here in 2023. And basically, we touched upon that a little bit. It's where all of the money that comes in for affiliates and partners goes into a separate account that you will connect your bank account to. You will connect, through something called Plaid. If you look that up, it's just Plaid is a technology that allows us to connect to almost any possible way to pay you. So if you have a Stripe account, a Square account, you want to connect directly to your Chase account or Bank of America, Venmo, PayPal, we basically just use that as an API user interface that you connect. We don't store any of your data. It's all stored by these, these connection services, and then you will have access to your wallet, and you'll be able to just simply see your balances and say, okay, I want to get this, and you'll select. And there's even some things that Hotmart does that we'll be doing as well, and that's obviously, there's money that's owed to you, but it has to go with a wait through a refund period. And sometimes after the refund period, there's like what they call a cooling off period or a grace period, because some people, even though they get a 30-day refund, they sometimes ask for a refund on day 31, because what happens is they buy on January 1st, and then they think on February 1st, it's been 30 days. It's actually been 32 days. And then sometimes that's on a Friday night, and then the help desk, support desk doesn't get it until Monday, and now it's 34 days, and then they have to go to the team and say, hey, can we refund this? It's past the 30 days. And sometimes you need like a week, sometimes even 2 weeks to work these things out. The last thing you want to do is have a $1,000 sale where an affiliate earned $500 and you paid the affiliate on day 34, and then you had to refund the customer. Now you can't get the money back from the affiliate. So that's why in Groove, we like to use a grace period. And what's cool about what we're going to be doing, like it's in Groove Brazil, is that if you have money but it's not due for 45 days, you can actually say that you'd like to have access to that money at a different rate. So let's say at one point you have $7,000 that are available to you, but only 1,000 is available now, and the rest has to wait to go through clearing. You'll be able to request up to half of that amount of money with different rates. So different things like that is something that Hotmart is doing that we're going to be bringing over to Groove that we're excited about. But leaving Groove Brazil right there, what we'll likely do is in the next coming weeks, we will maybe bring Rodrigo on for his own State of the Groovion to show you what's different in Groove Brazil and why that's important to you. So they have a completely different banking system. So we literally have to, quote unquote, fork the code a little bit to do things that had to work in the Brazilian system that is not necessary in the United States. However, there's probably a good 30 ideas in there that are going to be better working for us in, in the English-speaking app, I should say. And so we're going to demonstrate that for you and show you how that wallet works. It's more advanced in many ways than us because it has to work that way in Brazil. And what we've learned, we're going to bring over to Groove. So that's Groove Brazil. And then finally, before we get on to the development, is Groove Latam, which basically Latam means Latin America. And we've been working with a guy named Gus Sevilla, and Gus is one of the OGs in the Latin American market. And Latin American market is not just Spanish. It doesn't mean that it's just Spanish, but it's Latin America. And the countries in Latin America can be sort of like Brazil. They have their own different types of banking system. As in India, they have their own. China with WeChat, different things like WePay and things like that. So some of these different countries all have a different banking like Brazil. But the beautiful thing is there's another technology that allows us to instantly connect our API to them and build a wallet for all of Latin America. Now, what we've learned in Groove Brazil, working on it for 2 years to get it to launch, was fantastic. But it allows us now to basically take what we've learned, do about 3 to 6 months of development, and then simply just go in and translate the app. Translating the app is the easiest thing. So when you say, why don't you guys, come into Mexico or Argentina? Well, it's the way the banking system works. It's different rules, regulations. So you can't just say, hey, it's Groove Espanol. So that is something that's in the works. And we're going to be launching in the app. When you log into the bottom left, there's going to be English speaking, Portuguese, which is basically Brazil, and then Latin America, so that the entire app will be, there'll be a Latin American page written in Spanish on the front end, video upsells, everything. And so we're going to go into the Latin American market. And as you know, we're also right now, Simon Leung is running Groove Asia. So that's continuing there. And that's it for the next 2 to 3 years in terms of expansion. We've learned here at Groove, it's easy to bite off more than you can chew. And certainly, you know, if we go the routes of a company like Jasper or something like that, and we take 15 million in funding and sell off a, you know, a small piece of the company or something like that, those types of things, we can get the right people in there to run those different things and focus on mergers and acquisitions. We're just not there just yet. And, you know, we've learned from the past of, you know, good ideas are one thing, having the ability and the resources to execute them without distracting the current vision is not always possible. So right now, slow and steady is the plan rather than move fast and break things. That was the motto of the first 3 years of the company. We launched a lot of things, got everybody excited, but, you know, some of the things are, you know, took a while to get polished. So that is gonna that means, you know, if the war in Russia, you know, and Ukraine ever ends and things get back to normal, you know, are we going to, you know, expand into Russia or, you know, Germany or things like that? It's just not something that's on the discussion at the moment. That'll be a couple of years. And even Latin America is not something that's currently happening right now. It's in discussion. And Rodrigo, who handled Brazil, is working with Gus Sevilla to make that happen. So the team in Groove right now, you know, myself and Donna, John, Matt, and all of the people working on the American app are not distracted in those conversations at that time, but it is happening in the works over there. So let's now bring on David Lemon, and I'll share my screen. And
hello, everybody.
Hey, David, how are you?
I'm good.
And you know, let me give you guys a little sad update. Unfortunately. So if you remember last week, I was telling you guys about my cat blogging, you know, who was literally, you know, grew up in my office in Ronkonkoma with Kenny and Scabby, and then we brought them over to San Diego and then brought them back to Florida. So, you know, they're you know, what Michelle and I call tres gatos. Well, you know, on Friday, when we did the State of the Groovion, I was telling you that he was there. We thought it was constipation. Turned out it wasn't constipation. Turns out after several days of tests in there on Sunday night, they basically said he had lymphoma. And, you know, they said that he would have 4 months to live and maybe up to a year or two. And we'd be having to bring him in for tests once a week and constantly going back and forth. So the bottom line is it was Bloggy's time. God called him up to heaven. So we had to send him to a better place. So he's there. We're waiting for his ashes and his paw print to return back to home with the family. But for those of you that wanted to know the update on the cat, yeah, he's in a better place, and so thank you all for your support on that. So we're going to bring David back on here now and move forward with the application. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to click present and click share screen. Let's bring this up right here. And so what David and I and Donna and the team have worked on is an outline of some big things that are happening, and then down to the nitty gritty. So as I click here, you can see here we're gonna start going down and talk about pretty much everything here. Now I want to let you know, if we stopped and did a demo on every one of these things, we'd be here for 24 hours. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through everything here in this document, but we're pretty much gonna just say 30 seconds on it, you know, to 20 seconds. Some things are explanatory, so we're just going to say we're going to improve this. If we get to maybe talk about like the image library, we're going to try to not go off the rails, because it's so easy to get off the rails and realize, oh my God, it's been 3 hours and 30 minutes and we still have another page to go through. So what we want to let you know is that you all have access to this document right now to read along and see for yourself. So you can go to groovedigital.com/Groovion, and there's no E in Groovion. So it's just as you see right here on the screen. GrooveDigital.com/Groovion, all lowercase letters, and you'll be able to, let me show you what that page will look like. It'll show you the live stream, and you can just click download the PDF right here. It'll open up a Groove Files button. You click this button, and then it'll download it right to your desktop. And you can follow along with us, or you can later have access to this so that you can take notes. Now, a couple of things that Dave and I want to mention. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the love. Thank you very much. It happened Sunday. Today's Friday, so I've been able to cope with it. If that would have happened the day before the State of the Groovion, I would have been choked up and not been able to talk to you guys about it. So thanks. So one of the things that we did in the past is we had a roadmap, and in the roadmap, what we did is we gave you specific dates. Like in January, we would say this is being released April 15th. This is being released May 1st. Those were goals, and we tried to express that to everyone and let you know that they were goals. But it's software, and one thing, as you know, just literally creates a ripple effect all the way down the line. Even if it's something that you're working on, it doesn't stay on time. Or sometimes there's just different things that happen. You know, you start realizing, hey, you know, we need to optimize our login process. It's taking users long to log in, or whatever the case is, and that's something you didn't even anticipate. And those types of things are things that have moved the milestones off in the past. So what we're going to tell you is that when you go to the front of Groove.cm, and you see here what we're referring to as some of the future apps down in this section. Okay, future development, Groove Surveys, Groove Calendar, Groove Funnel Mapping, Groove Pipe CRM, Groove Stream, Groove Conference, and Groove Desk. We are in 2022. We want to let you know that this will likely not even start development until 2024. So there'll be no development on these things in 2023. And I think you'll understand why when we show you what we're working on in 2023. You're going to be saying, holy cow, all of this is coming in 2023. So folks, we have an option, and we had to decide, what are we going to do? Are we going to leave our app in the current state that it is right now, with all of the additional features, improvements, and fixes, and user interface things that we want to do to get the core apps completely polished, and all these different things? Hey, are you going to be adding if this then that? I saw that before we started. Yes, David and I are going to be talking about integrations, but integrations are already in the platform, but it only has Zapier. We want to add Pabbly. We want to add Integrately. We want to add if this then that. So what we had to decide, folks, is do we leave the app in the current state and then create these additional apps of Groove Survey, Groove Calendar, Groove Funnel Mapping, and put them all out into a version 1.0, and now have 18 apps that all need the work that our current 11 apps need? So we've decided to move all of these things to 2024, and then they're not going to all start at the same time. We're going to pick 2 at a time, possibly 3, but most likely 2 at a time. And most likely we're going to start in 2023 with Groove Calendar and Groove Surveys and Groove Desk. Those will be the first 3 that you're going to see, and then they will release. Again, this is not a roadmap that we want to say, hey, you said this. But what our goal that I can tell you is that if we were to start in January of 2024, then it would probably allow us to release 3 of these apps by the summer of 2024 in a way that we feel can be as good as all of the other apps in the platform. Where in the past, we would release them in March or April in a beta, and then get distracted, move on to the next one, move on to Groove funnel mapping, and then you got all of this legacy things that need to be fixed. So we're not doing that anymore. We're gonna be releasing 1 to 2 apps after the current apps. When we get in, we say, hey, if we never added another thing to what's currently in Groove right now, we'd be great. When we get to that point, we'll start working on the other apps, and when they come out, they're going to come out as complete as we were able to put on our list. We're not going to be releasing things in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 anymore. Now, much of this can be accelerated, but this is the way that we're going. Why do I say accelerated? I wish we had the time today. It's just not what we're here for. But in terms of marketing, what's about to happen to Groove is going to be revolutionary. We believe that it's possible for us to 3x, 4x, or even 6x this year. Maybe we'll talk about it in future live streams. We are partnering with some legendary gangsters in the media buying world, in TikTok, in advertising, with our new backend Mastermind, which we're doing a webinar for next week. You're going to see the future of Groove is going to change. So I'm really more excited to talk to you about what's in the document. But I know that some of you, guys want to see this, but you'll get it. But it's going to take a while. Can we accelerate it and maybe get some of this stuff developed by the starting in the fourth quarter of 2023 or by August of 2023? I don't know. The only way that could happen is we'd have to hire a new development team specifically for these apps. But there is no way in the world that we're going to show you what we're currently working on for 2023, that any of those people are going to be able to work on any of these projects. So either they have to complete what they're doing and then move on to this, or we're going to be able to expand the team and then work on these projects. So that's what we want to let you know about these future developments. So what does that mean then that we're working on, for 2023? All right. And so, David, I'm going to flip this a little bit here, and I'm going to be more of the color commentary here and add on to the different things. I'm going to let you drive this a little bit because you're a little bit more familiar with this. Because what's going to happen if I start driving this, David's going to be a broken record saying, no, Mike, actually that's not it. No, you've gotten that wrong. So I'm gonna be more of a more of a standby for you. I'm gonna be your advocate, and I wish you could have seen me on Tuesday when David went over this doc. I said, we're actually getting that done. And a lot of the answers that David said to me is, Mike, it's not that we're getting it done. It is done. We just haven't had a chance to test it. So if it's good, it's going to get released. If not, it's going to take a couple of weeks. And then list after list after list after list. I was just like, oh my goodness. So if you want to know what we've been working on last year, a lot of this stuff is already done, and it's about getting ready to get released. So David, I'm gonna maybe just have you. Can you let me make this screen a little bit bigger, because I know it's not easy for you to read right there. And if you want to start telling me to scroll down or what you're going through, we're going to jump right through these next 3 pages, and you guys are going to be excited. So David, all you.
Yeah. So hey guys, I'm glad to be back on live streams. I took a little breather, but I'll be back in 2023, not only with new development, as you can see on the screen, but also with a bunch of new trainings that were supposed to be done in 2022, but due to the different UI changes and things like that, we never got to it. So let's start with what you see on screen. The tasks for 2023 are not going to be mainly feature focused. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to be either improving what we already have, fixing the bugs, and I want to thank you everybody for letting us know and support, and also in the feedback portal. I read all of your comments on the feedback portal. I get information from the support team about different bugs and ideas of improvements, and all of those will be, or basically we have it nicely categorized, and we are going to be working mainly first on the bugs and then going to the improvements as well. So that's the main thing that I want to focus on 2023, to fix the bugs. that are just silly little things that shouldn't happen. And that's kind of the first thing on the list and the first priority that we're going to be working on. We are also going to be working on code improvements. I mean, for the builder and for the things that you click on, but also for the code improvements of the published assets, like the website that you actually publish on the internet, or the membership that you show to your users and things like that. So both of those codes will get improved. We need to work on stability and speed and extra things, maybe some tracking codes that you can add. For example, one of the things that is missing in GrooveWebinar is you cannot add external tracking codes to track different parts of the webinar. So things like that. So it all goes into code improvement, stability, speed, tracking, and things like that. So that's going to be another big focus. We want to speed up our apps. We want to make them more stable. And this also goes into the database that you basically do not see when we are working on it. We are constantly working on the database improvements, on the how the content is being served, so that it is, first, it's stable and it's fast. We have done a lot of these tasks in 2022. We still have a lot to go and work on in 2023, but these are also very top of mind priorities. Organization assets. You know, when you are with Groove for quite some time now, you have a lot of sites that are kind of everywhere. You have a lot of emails, you have templates, you have files in GrooveMember, you have images in your image library, you have videos in the video library. So one of our focus is also to put in some organizational features into the app. So it's not going to be specifically for GroovePages, specifically for this, specifically for that, but it's going to be all in all like organization. Can you search for stuff? Can you filter? Can you categorize it? Or can you, I don't know, sort it A to Z or Z to A, or by numbers? Or anyway, so these seem small and these seem kind of basic, but it is a very big thing when you have to do it for 11 apps at the same time. So organization of assets is very important for us to be able to work quicker in Groove, and also for the platform to be whole, to provide all of this unlimited stuff to be actually found in your accounts. Anything to add on this, Mike?
No, what I was working on while you were talking there is I was going into my display settings and making my actual display pixels wider, so that even when we start demoing the app, everything's not going to be tiny. But yeah, no, let's organization of assets, as you were saying. You know, one of the things missing in Groove is essentially standard operating procedure. It always seems to be the last thing, and then David and I get frustrated because a new feature comes out and it's missing a core, and it's just something that we didn't get. We have different teams working on things. So when we have a conversation with one team, the others don't hear it. So now we have, you know, a top line project manager that's now making things more uniform. And so we always want to have search, sort, and filter. And it needs to look the same across the app. We're not going to reinvent the wheel if we're doing the search, sort, and filter. So we have Deepak on the team is working on a standardized UI for all of these different things. So these things are just going to be plugins, as David said, A to Z, by date, all of those different things. And, you know, we're sometimes a broken record to the developers. A new feature comes out, something in GrooveVideo, and we're like, guys, there's no search. It looks good when you have 2 videos, but when you have 700 videos, this is going to be unusable. So good point.
Yeah, so this also touches on the UI changes that Mike said. So we are going to a standardized, which was a mistake from the beginning. We never focused on that one. We had different teams working for different apps, and it's kind of all the teams were trying to follow the same UI, but every team was creating their own as well. So some of the buttons were pink, some of the buttons were white with pink borders and things like that. So we are now standardizing this. So that's the first thing. And also we're making big changes in the UI for the wizard. So you remember, or you actually know how it looks like currently in GrooveSell. So you go to step 1 to name your product and description, and then step 2 pricing, step 3 da 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 da. So these wizards, we are going to be changing the UI for those. So all of the wizards are going to be made much more simple, much more elegant, much more easy on the eyes, and less clicks, that which is the most important. So we want to have everything done so that you don't have to click 130 million times to actually you create a product. That's the main thing that we want to focus on, and also be able to find things much quicker. When you look at the wizard, you know exactly what thing what is where. Internal integrations. This is a big thing that we are going to be focusing on. Internal integrations, how GrooveKart works with GrooveMember, how GroovePages works with GrooveMail, how GrooveMail works with, I don't know, GrooveWebinar, and things like that. So all of these internal integrations will be basically created so that all of our apps are talking to each other. I can say that we have almost finished developing this one, so this is nearly ready to be released, but it still needs to go through heavy reviews, and this is what I talked about for many months before, and this is called activity log. So all the apps will feed into GrooveMail, and each contact you will be able to click on contacts, and you will be able to see what they went through. So they purchased I don't know, a contact has purchased something from GrooveKart. This is how they came in. Then they opened your videos, then they watched your webinar, then they purchased something in GrooveSell and things like that. So you'll be able to see what goes where, and also do different actions, and you will be able to trigger automations based on these actions. For example, somebody purchased something in GrooveKart, send them an email with a thank you for a purchase. For example, here's a discount coupon, for example. So these types of internal integrations we want to develop and make a lot more automations based on those.
So David, I'm gonna before we go on to external, I know we're still in here in internal and external. So I just want to just address a couple of things. So number one, we're seeing a lot of stuff in the chat. We're not going to address them because 99% of them are here in the document. It's, you know, hey, how about this? Is this going to be added? So we could easily go off the rails responding to everybody on video. The team might be responding in chat to you, but most of this stuff is going to be on the document. And also want to let you know there's some big things that are coming later, like a major announcement. So I don't want you to think that this entire thing is just about we're going to fix this, improve this. We've got some big wow factors that we're going to be showing you as well. And then as well, we will be going through the chat. If there's anything that you guys are asking that is not addressed here, that should have been addressed, we'll probably give some information, or David will talk about them on future live streams. But I see people are saying things like analytics and reporting. We've got 3 pages to go. This is happening this year. So I think somebody gave some feedback. Yeah, focus on the core apps. I don't really need funnel mapping right now. I'd be upset to hear that you're releasing funnel mapping when the other stuff aren't working. So keep that all in mind. I believe it was Jason. Jason, you had said don't take this the wrong way. And Jason, I appreciate what you're saying because you're giving feedback. You said, but I wish Groove would focus less on marketing and more on software development. Please understand that's not binary. They're not mutually exclusive. The marketing team doesn't have to go to sleep and wait for the development team. There's 2 different people that work on these different things, and marketing allows the company to generate revenue. So it would be the death of the company for us to stop working, focusing on marketing. We bring in several $100,000s a month in affiliate income that doesn't go into our pockets. It goes into development. We bring in several $100,000s a month in marketing. So when we say we're excited about bringing our mastermind and what we're doing with TikTok and advertising, please don't look at that as a distraction. We have Donna Fox, who was the CMO. She's the chief marketing officer, but she's also an owner of the company. So she's passionate when we're on these State of the Groovians to talk about development. But don't think that when we have a product owner like David, who is the person that focuses on development, that when he's working, talking to a developer at 2 o'clock in the morning, that us focusing on marketing is separating our attention in the company. Any company that thinks that they can focus on one without the other, if we were all marketing and no software development, then we'd be in trouble. And if we were all software development and not marketing, so they're not mutually exclusive. And I think you're going to be very happy when we go through the rest of this here. So Laura asked, are these listed in priority order? No, because then it would be really, really boring. Right? By the time we got to the end of this list, you'd be like, okay, the last 10 minutes is horrible. We're doing it in department order, and some of these things are already done. Some of them are going to be started in the fourth quarter. So but we can let you know this, that David can talk about this. I'll turn it over to him. He could talk about this for like a minute and then get back onto the document. But David, why don't you basically talk about how every single thing on this list went through our priority grading based on priority for the user, priority for the impact it'll have on the company, the impact it'll have on sales, and the impact it'll have on the effectiveness of people's marketing, and how we give that a score.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here on the list, this is not prioritized based on first, we will do the bugs, second, we will do this, then third, we will move on to this. It's very hard to actually create a priority list like that because we have different teams working on different things. Some of the teams are already creating these internal integrations. Some of the teams are not yet. Some of the teams focus first on the UI changes. Like, for example, GrooveKart. We fully developed a new UI for the wizard for GrooveKart, for example. So each teams are working on different things, and it cannot be prioritized because I cannot give you a full-on list. But each and every one of these tasks have been selected because either first, it's a priority for user experience. For example, you guys, you get lost in GrooveSell, and new people get lost in GrooveSell. So now this is a priority immediately for user experience. We need to put in different things so that we help you use the software and the tool that you purchased, right? So this is something that you may not think about, but it has been prioritized based on different comments from support, based on different feedback from the Facebook group and things like that. Another thing, you guys are asking for a lot of different features, and you are suggesting some ideas in support and also in the feedback portal, which is great. And we are also adding those in, for example, integrations. Many of you requested external integrations, for example, which is the next step I wanted to talk about. External integrations.
David, I'm gonna let you run here, and I'm just gonna address one last thing. And folks, you could always reach out to me. You can hit me up privately on Skype, Mike Filsaime. Just hit me up on Skype if you want to further any of the discussions and feedback, because we welcome the feedback. And my email is mike@GrooveDigital. My personal assistant will weed anything out that's not a newsletter and get all of those things to me. I'm accessible to you. I want to focus on the state of the Groovion today. Somebody had said, Andrew Phillips, yes, Mike, we agree. We need marketing, but magazines and party don't seem to be the right type of marketing. So I don't honestly know what that means. We started a magazine 2 years ago. We discontinued it last year. So the reason why people are still getting magazines is because it was paid for a year in advance, so we couldn't take people's money and not fulfill. But the magazine is not being done anymore, and that was something, again, 2 years ago. We thought it would be a cool thing, but marketing parties, I don't know what that means. We don't market any parties unless you're talking about the Marketers Cruise, which we've been doing for 17 years. So David, back to you. And again, if anybody wants to have any discussions like that, I'd appreciate the feedback. You can hit me up with an email at mike@GrooveDigital, or hit me up personally on Skype at Mike Filsaime. So, all right, back to you, David. We're talking about external integrations.
I wanted to talk that a lot of people requested a lot of different integrations. So the quickest and the best way for us to integrate is not that integration that you're exactly asking for, but a platform that integrates to many other things as well. For example, you want to integrate, I don't know, Bucket.io, for example. So we could spend a lot of time integrating Bucket.io, or we could spend that exact time integrating with Publy, which integrates to 1,000 other apps, not only Bucket.io, for example. So this thinking was also taken in consideration to do things that will allow for much more than only one thing if we develop that. I hope you guys understand how we are kind of thinking about it and how we're prioritizing. And also, I mean, things that we need. things that we personally as a company need. For example, Groove mail deliverability, security stability. This is one of the next things that is on the list. But I know that this is not something that we need only for ourselves, but also we need for our users to be able to use Groove Mail, have the different security features, have the different deliverability improvements, so that you guys could use the tools that you purchased, basically. So if we're talking about the prioritization, it's not only as clear as some of you guys have wrote. Yeah, it's upvoted on the ideas board, so you should do that first. It's not only that, guys. You should understand that we have other things in consideration. We have a lot of support tickets. We have also partners. We have a lot of different things that we need in terms of databases, and there is also some of the things that we develop systematically. Like, first we need to develop this so that we can have the functionality, so that we can do the next thing. And this is why we cannot take a list and give it to you in a priority order. So moving on, external integrations, and then we also had dropshipping and fulfillment integrations for GrooveKart. We have a couple, but we definitely want to have more, and we can have more, and this is also going to be done. We are going to be adding on, I believe Lulu is one of them that is going to be released pretty soon. I believe it was coded. It just is going through some testings. So that is one of the integrations of, that you are going to be able to use very soon. Now we're coming to analytics and tracking, and this is
yes, Janet. If this then that is coming, as we said before, that will be there as well with Integrately and Pabbly. So it's just not on the list here.
Yeah. So analytics and tracking. This is something that Groove is pretty much lacking currently. We have spent most of our time, and we focus fully on developing the things, kind of features that are allowing people to sell more, to be able to provide more functionalities for customizations in pages, in memberships, and things like that. And we neglected pretty much the analytics part of tracking, the data that goes in to make decisions based on that, based on those facts and things like that. So at this moment, we have pretty basic analytics in most of our apps. We are definitely planning to improve that, because first, it helps us, it will help you guys, and it will help us kind of grow the company based on data and not only on guesses. And this is going to be one of our focus points. So yeah, maybe Mike, you want to add on top of that?
Yeah, analytics and tracking is something that we need to run our company.
That's what I was jumping on to say, that exact same thing.
Yeah.
Is that this is important to us, because it frustrates me every single day to not have it in place. And
yeah, we're the super user of the app. Yeah, so we suffer when you suffer. So we get it. GrooveMail, Outlook, Yahoo, some of these different things. We're having a meeting on that. Enough is enough type of meeting. Different things like that. So, but when analytics and tracking was something that the dashboards were put together, and the developers said, hey, this might be some good stuff, but this needs some actual thinking and planning, even down to some things. David and I had a conversation on, GrooveWebinar Automated. There are some things that are needed, that you should be able to see how many sales were made from the webinar, not over at GrooveSell, but in this particular webinar with search, sort, and filter. So all of this polish is coming up. And intelligence, we say in marketing, you can only improve that which you measure. So if we can't measure anything, we can't improve it. And you're going to see things like split testing, as well. That is important. We are using external split testing software ourselves. We probably always will, but basic A/B split testing, things like that will be coming as well. David, I think you spoke about this, automations, internal and external, basically making the app just work together.
Yeah, so internal and external integrations, this is one of the things, but also automations based on different things, like somebody get tagged in a sequence, then do this, or somebody purchased a product, then do that. So it goes directly kind of hand in hand with internal integrations, but also automations can be internal with external capabilities. So if somebody purchased something, send them an email, but also add them to, I don't know, Google Sheet, for example. So this is an automation that uses internal and external elements. So that's going to be also done. So we will have many more of these automations, and Donna is always providing the feedback. Always, oh, this is a good automation we need. Oh, this is also what we need. Basically, we want to provide as much of these actions, as much of these triggers as we can, so that you can really put things on autopilot for yourself. GrooveMail is another thing that we had struggled in the past with. So first, when we launched it, then we had users abuse the system, and then we had to pause it down. For those users that are with us for quite some time, they are aware of these things. And now we brought back GrooveMail. We launched it, we released it to all of you guys to use. But there is certain things that we need to do in order to kind of make it even better. So we are going to be focusing on deliverability so that you can actually reach more people. There is certain companies that do not like our sending either servers or IPs or something, like Microsoft, for example. So we are going to also work on making sure that that gets sorted out, which is not a development thing. It's more kind of a partnership, I believe, or something in related of companies talking between each other and sorting things out, so that we can actually fully develop systems to send emails to those companies that are running on Microsoft, for example. So at this moment, we have issues with deliverability to Yahoo email addresses, to certain Hotmail addresses, to certain Outlook addresses, and basically this is under one company, Microsoft. So we need to kind of do some sort of partnership or something with them to actually get into those email inboxes. Other email platforms are getting there as well, so we should be able to as well. Yeah, security.
Just a quick important thing on GrooveMail. We're having basically what we feel is just unacceptable from from the top. All people involved up there. It's just been too long that the email deliverability. It's a tough thing to get right. We've seen many companies struggle with it, but not people that are serious about email. People that are serious about email don't have these problems, and we're serious about email, and we're gonna get on top. Now, we want to let you know that's when it comes to the GrooveMail SMTP servers. If you were to use GrooveMail and integrate with SendGrid or something like that, these issues don't occur. But then you have to pay per CPM to other companies like SendGrid. And we're trying, like you do with sending text messages through our system or direct mail pieces. But we want to integrate our GrooveMail so that if you want to use our SMTP service, you're going to get the same deliverability as you do with SendGrid. And our focus is to get that taken care of in the first quarter.
Yeah. So other things like GrooveMail has a lot of things that we want to improve. Like, for example, security of emails that users bring in, and security of the contacts that you have. For example, some of the things that we're going to be doing is not only relying on this manual check and a check of the email list that you bring in, but we are also put things in place so that we can allow for importing through Zapier, for example, or Publi. So whenever you do kind of a Facebook lead ad and then you have leads and you want to bring them to GrooveMail, currently it is not possible because we do not have those security measures in place to make sure that only the good contacts come in. When I say good contacts, we do not want kind of these burner mails, and we do not want those kind of made up Gmail addresses or some fake addresses, because that would kind of harm our reputation as a sender, and it could bring harm to all of the users on the platform. So that's something that first we need to put in order to be able to provide things like this external integration of bringing in emails into GrooveMail. Stability, just basically the app to be more stable. When you click on things, they should load immediately, and when you send out an email, so that you actually know that the email has been sent out and things like that. On top of Top of this, very closely related is the data filtering, sorting, search, box selection, and action. Some of the things that we are still missing in our apps is basically I want to find contacts quickly and I want to click on them and send them an email, or I want to find transactions, click on them and export only those. Things like that are still missing, and this is another thing that we will be focusing on. These seem small items as well, like small things to develop for some people, but it's pretty complex because we want to provide a lot of different actions, a lot of different things. When you select multiple transactions, contacts, videos, pages, and things like that, so these bulk selections, there is a lot that goes into it. So we will be working on making these happen this year. Sharing of access and assets. So there's two things that go in, or actually three things that go in here. Team member management, and this is something that was pretty much developed last year. By the half of last year, we'd have developed team member management, but it was not properly tested yet. So this is kind of half developed, and we need to also connect it to all of our apps. So this is very, very soon we'll be able to play with this team member management. I talked about it on my Q&As very, very often, but we just didn't have the manpower to do the review and the proper testing. And I want to focus like specific group of devs in our team to have this done as soon as possible. Admin access means that support or people like me, for example, that are active in groups can go in and not have to ask you for the login details. Currently, you guys may not like it or may not be aware, but when you reach out to support, they may ask you for your user details, the login details, because otherwise they do not have access to your account, because your account consists of more than just pages and more than just products. There is a lot of things that go into it, like different integrations, different connections, the domains, and things like that. If we access your page, we do not have all of those, and we may see a different version of the page than you are seeing. So in order to not need your passwords anymore when you reach out to support, for example, we have developed, and it is already finished, a way which we call admin impersonation. So we are going to be able to access your account with permission, but not need to have your password, because we want to secure the password. That's one of the things on the list. So admin impersonation is also sharing of access in some sort of way. And then the third way is something that gets Mike excited very much, and he could talk about this for hours, and that's a share campaign. You may have seen that you can share sites in GroovePages, but what about sharing an email campaign, a pre-written email sequence, for example, or sharing a blog, or sharing a membership? You pre-create the membership and you can just give access to somebody with a link. I can tell you that is already done. So sharing membership, sharing blogs, sharing sites, all of that is done. What we will be focusing on is sharing webinars, sharing videos, sharing GrooveKart stores, sharing Groove Mail assets like a broadcast or a full-on sequence, or templates, for example. So all of that is going to be part of this sharing access and assets things.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Hey, Sean Hellman, do me a favor. You're doing nothing but griping. Nothing but griping. I understand you may not be happy. We're going to do everything we can to fix it. You could email me. I said that. You could hit me up privately, but we have a community of people here that are excited not to have somebody talking in here to say what a piece of crap the software is, that it's 50% developed, and everybody else telling you, hey, it's only been 3 years and they're doing the best they can. Yeah, but. Listen, just because you want to pay us doesn't mean you have the right to be a jerk. Just being honest. We love the feedback. You can take it to me personally. I said that before. I gave my personal email, Mike@GrooveDigital, or hit me up on Skype. We can have a phone call about it. I'm going to take all the feedback. But for you to be the negative person here in the comments, we're just not going to have it. Not going to have it. So please hit me up personally. Listen to what we have to say. Stop being a distraction, please. All right. So we're talking about sharing of campaigns. Let me tell you how awesome this is. And we have a lot of my friends that understand that when you have something like ClickFunnels and what Groove does, when you can do share a page or share a funnel or share an entire website, that is awesome, right? You can imagine what happens, what business opportunities that opens up for you when you can sell templates and you could sell packages. You say, if you buy my course, you get these free templates and bonuses. It's incredible. Imagine if you were able to take this package to a whole nother level. Imagine if you were able to create a campaign. So let's say you created a product, and that product you're offering with resale rights. You may or may not do this, but I'm giving you the full opportunity that you could do. So you create basically a business in a box for somebody, and you say in your VSL or your webinar, here's what I've done for you. I've created a brand website for you where all you have to do is change your photo. I've created 3 marketing funnels for you. I've actually created the product. I've recorded all of the videos and all of the content. I put it into a membership site, and I've set up the product with the price point, with the order bumps, the upsells, the downsells, and optimized the checkout pages. And I've also set up the affiliate program for you. And I've set up your cart abandon sequences and your email follow-up when they buy, when they opt in, the automated webinar, and all of these different things. Everything that you could set up inside of Groove. And now, instead of just clicking share funnel, you say create campaign. And then you go down each app and you say, okay, in GrooveMail, I want to unlock this product to this person. I want to unlock in GroovePages these funnels, these different things like that. I want to unlock this membership, and I want to unlock these videos in this library, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and this campaign and email. And now you package it, you give them a link. And now what you've essentially done is you've created a business in a box for them. But you could also tell them on top of that, to run this, it's free because you get a free account with Groove. So you can now, you'll now have the ability to create done for you campaigns that you can package up, put into a link, use our API that says, when somebody buys this product, send them this link in an email. They'll click the link. It'll tell them to create a Groove account or log in. And as soon as they log into their Groove account, it's going to set up the product and the order. And all they need to go in and do is connect their domain, connect their merchant account, and upload their photo. And now all you do in your course is teach them how to get traffic through Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, or however your method is to teach them to get traffic. So currently what you have to do is you have to tell them, I'm going to coach you on how to do this in Groove, right? I'm going to show you how, with videos, how you can build this in Groove. But this will be a step further where you can simply just have them click on a button and bring it all in. So that is what happens when we talk about sharing access of assets with share campaigns.
All right, so archiving and removing assets and accounts. So at this moment, we're missing some of these features, like when you delete something, oh my God, I deleted something, but I want it back because I deleted it by mistake. So instead of delete, we are going to try to move over in certain places to archiving. Archiving means that we are going to be putting it into kind of a bin where you can still go and bring it back if you prefer to do that. So instead of fully removing it immediately, for example, you go and delete a site, we are going to be thinking about ways to archive the site. So maybe in the next, I don't know, 30 to 90 days, you want to go back and use that site for something. So that you can do that without actually knocking on your head, like, oh my God, why did I delete this? And contacting support and waiting for a response to say that, oh, if you deleted it, you actually cannot bring it back. So archiving is important, and we are going to be putting it mostly everywhere where possible, where we can allow it. For example, if you remove a tag, there's no need to actually archive it, because you can create tags very easily again.
Content.
But for assets,
your content.
Content like assets, like blogs and emails and things like that, you may need to archive. Another thing is removing things like accounts. Like at this moment, if you sign off, I don't know, different test accounts for yourself, you start receiving emails from Groove and things like that, but there's no way to actually remove that. You do not need that. It was a test account, for example. So we're also going to be allowing you to remove the account. And another thing that is,
and Martin Bodeker says, I wish it was like Kartra, where you can share the complete campaign. Maybe he was typing that as I was writing. Yeah, it's going to be just as I designed it when I built it in Kartra, when I owned that company. So it's going to be, we're following the same model I did when I was there. All right. Yep. So now integration tutorials, training tooltips. Yeah, in-app support.
One above we didn't mention, Mike, and this is account security and two-factor authentication. So you may want to talk about that one. You know more about that than me. So account security and two-factor authentication.
Yeah, I'll talk about that because I know we got to get to the exciting stuff, and this is us just letting you know that we're going to be allowing you. We're taking it to the next level. You'll be able to log in with your Gmail account, and you can secure your account with not only two-factor authentication or an authorization app, or log in only by like StreamYard does, by like if you want to secure your account that it has to send you a text message like at Namecheap. We'll have those things, and then we're also going to be adding an additional layer on top of that to your personal information when it comes to your account profile for getting paid, because you'd be surprised how many people give people in their company access to their Gmail account, or they have shared accounts like marketing, and different things like that. So one of the things that we're doing is beyond two-factor authentication, where somebody will say, hey, I just logged in, can you give me the code? Like David just did to get into StreamYard today. We're going to add one more level where you're going to create something. There'll be a drop down of 10 different things, like what was your first grade teacher's name? What was your first cat's name? What was the first street that you lived on? Those types of questions that are, your favorite pet's name, things like that. And in order to change your PayPal email address, you will not be nobody will be able to do that. We've actually had a couple of people go into their account that they've had access to, and they changed the PayPal email address, and people are like, hey, I never got paid. And they're saying us, hey, I paid my affiliate, they're not paid. And we say, well, it was paid to this email. They're like, I don't know that. And we're like, so we look in, we log in. He's like, anybody from San Antonio, Texas? They're like, yeah, that's the VA on my team. It's like, well, yeah, they went in and logged in and changed your address. So those are things that tell us, okay, not only do we need you to have team roles to restrict access to certain areas, we understand, hey, you might have an ex-girlfriend that had access to all of this information, and you don't want them, now that you've broken it up, going in and changing this information simply because they had access to your login or something. So those types of things we're making better for you.
Yeah. And integrating tutorials, training, tooltips, and other support elements into the app. This is something that we already started working on. We are, if you visit our YouTube channel, you will see that within the past couple of weeks, we have added a bunch of new tutorials. We are actually creating those based on the feedback from you guys, and we are going to be populating it in a nice and easy to understand GrooveBlog. Actually, so we're going to use GrooveBlog with a very simple way of finding these tutorials, and we're going to be not only using it in support for basically pointing to the different training materials, but also is going to rank in search engines. So in case you are looking for something, you can just say, hey, Google, what is the this, what is the that, how to do this with Groove, how to do that. So we're actually focusing on multiple levels of support that you can find also through different, actually I activated my Google on multiple devices, sorry about that. So you'll be able to actually find your answers everywhere. So that's why we chose GrooveBlog. Tooltips is something when you have a button that you are not fully aware of what it does, and you just want to learn very quickly, oh, should I use this or should I not use this? So you actually hover over a little question mark, and it pops out a little kind of article or a paragraph of what it actually does. So these are going to be everywhere, and it's going to either point to a very quick explanation, or maybe a video, or maybe an article on GrooveBlog, so that you can understand the different elements better and things like that. So we'll have training and we'll have tutorials within the app, and also you'll be able to find things through search engines and YouTube and everywhere else. So that's basically the the list of things that we will be focusing in 2023. As you can see, we didn't focus on things like, oh, we will have a new element for GroovePages, we will have this, we'll have that. Those things will also be coming, but these, what I mentioned, what I talked about, is going to take top priority, is going to take highest scores, and these are the things that we are going to be focusing on first. After all of this, we can work on new elements and things like that.
Facebook user that says, just use Google Authenticator. It's safer than the name or cat thing. Yes, we're going to be using that. But my point was that we're gonna add an additional layer that, you know, you'd be surprised who might have access to your phone or whatever, or any information like that. And as we said before, you'd be surprised how many times in this company it'll go around and somebody will say something like, hey, I'm trying to log in so I can send this. Can somebody send me the authentication code for Namecheap? Oh, Mike Filsaime has to get his Google Authenticator out and go, oh, it's 0617747. That's great. So we're going to be adding that. My point was that we want to add something as a layer of security after you've used Google Authenticator, that if you want to change something in your banking profile, that yes, you have to re-authenticate and put in something that only you know. And that way, if somebody types into your Slack group or your Skype group, hey, does anybody know what was the first street Mike Filsaime lived on? I'm going to be like, what? Who the hell needs to know that? They're trying to change my banking information. So that's what that's for. So now we're giving you an overview here of. Thank you, Pete. We appreciate it. Loving having you here as well. And we're really excited about page 2 and 3 that's coming here. This is where it's going to start getting a little bit excitement, because, you know, we're talking about before improvements that are coming. Yeah, we're improving our authentication. Now we're going to talk to you about some of the stuff that we didn't highlight in 2022, and then we're going to go into breaking down some of the apps down by the apps here, and things that are going to be released soon. Some of these big things that I'm excited about, and then we're going to do a demo at the end of this State of the Groovion. We're going to show you something that's going to be released in January. And we wanted to release it for you guys for Christmas, but we're no longer releasing things in the 90% mode, and then we're going to fix the rest of it next week. So we're going to demo it for you on our test server, and you're going to see it. It's really exciting. It's stepping up the game. But let's move on to here. And so now we're going to break things down into things that we've already achieved or what's coming up a little bit more, based on the application. So time to zoom in a little bit more and focus on GroovePages. All right, so let's see if that's probably a good size for everybody there. All right, so David, do you want me to be demoing some of this stuff live as well? Maybe like split, or just have the app up and I can just go over to those things. Would that be
Honestly,
easier?
I don't think so, Mike, because these are some of the things that were kind of talked through all over the year. So what we are showing is what we achieved in 2022 in the past year. So most of these things were either demoed or we did tutorials, we did trainings on, and things like that. So those new people that are just arriving, first of all, welcome.
I may pop in for 2 or 3 of these, David, for 2 or 3 of these, because I don't want to go off the rails. I
maybe
agree
the
with
cool things that maybe kind of wow,
so
for
let me show
new
them
people
real quick, like the SEO scoring that that we've added. So we'll pick up a demo site here, and basically when you go in, and I have a lot of nice little things that I have my little list here for David that I need to go over on for GroovePages. Right here, this is David. What I said, it's been 2 weeks, we haven't had a chance, but 90% of that stuff I believe you already have on the list. So what happens is when you go now into settings, okay, you will notice that you have your page settings and your page SEO, okay, your metadata for the page, open graph, and your SEO scoring for this page. And we also have that for site setting as well. There's SEO things that you can do for the entire site. But what we want to focus on when you're on a particular page is that in this SEO tab, if you didn't know that this was here, this SEO score is really great. This is when you go in and you do something like, Google page speed or something like that, and they score you, and you're like, oh, well, GroovePages said that, my pages should score at a 98, or, well, that's because there are some things missing here, like no H3 tag found. No image alt text is found. Link titles don't have an attribute, right? So just give you an example right here. What it's saying is maybe this image that's right here, I simply need to go and click on the gear properties here. And here I can type in Groove.cm logo. Or let's say I could do something like this, a picture of a woman using GroovePages. She has brown hair. Something like that. And some of this stuff helps people that are hearing impaired. They can get information from this meta tag data that allows them to understand more when they hover over items on their websites and in their browser, and they have these things set on in their settings for handicap settings and different things like that. So these are different things that that Google is going to start scoring you better. So if you didn't know that you had that, that you could go in and see that we are scoring and telling you some of the things that you want to get a green checkbox all the way across, then when you get this up to 9 out of 9, your page is going to rank better in SEO. And the converse is true. Google will penalize you for low scores. Not only is it that you're not getting ranked, they're going to deliberately shadow ban you if you have bad pages. So that's the SEO menu. David, this is something that I know people didn't know that we had. Somebody had asked us early in the beginning. They said, are you going to have global headers? And so we call them global blocks. I don't think that people know that. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate that. But what I'm going to just show you folks is that we do have the ability to take a footer. I'm just going to go all the way down here. And let's say I built, let me do this. Let me go to footers. And let me add a footer like this so that we all understand. All right. So now I've just added this footer onto this page. All right. Let's move it down so it's literally at the bottom. And I'm going to spend, let's say, 40 minutes, like putting my Facebook icon, the phone number, you know that thing that you do. And, it takes 40 minutes to, basically put about us and a link in and all that stuff. And now you go and create another page and you have to clone this and put it on page 2, clone it and put it on page 3. And then one person on your team says, hey, can you put a contact us in the bottom? You're like, oh, I have to go on all 13 pages and go over to here. I now have to click the clone feature. I have to click, and you have to do it on all pages. Well, what if you could simply turn this block into a global block? And to do that, David, how do you do that right here? What would I press to make this a global block? I forget.
If you already designed your block, I would save it. And then in the left-hand side, you have the blocks button, which is the second one on the left.
Okay, so once I save it, let's just say I saved it, then I would go over to my blocks.
Close it out. And then and then you'd create it here as just like a pop-up, like an external thing that you can place on different places on the website.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would design my global block here like this. I would take my footer, I would design it here one time, and then I can put this global block by going to my blocks over here, and then I would give it a name, and I could drag it onto any page. And if I change it on one page, and I have a 30-page website, anything that I change here, but let's just saying I just wanted this to just say privacy, right? So I would go here and make it just say privacy. And when I click update, all 33 pages on my website now updated. Now I have to publish my site back to the web, but now we have global blocks. So if you guys didn't know that, that's a really cool little feature that we've added as well. All right. Yeah. Back to you, David.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, if you want to demo something else on here, I'm not quite sure, but I can talk about the things that were coded and will be released soon.
Okay. Yeah. Lead me around.
Yeah. So when you go into the settings over here on the left-hand side, the cogwheel, if you click on the cogwheel.
Yeah, I'm just loading up a page. Okay.
Yeah. So you see there we have a share site button. So if you click on the share site button, there will be a pop-up where it will just give you a basic link. Now, what we did is a little bit more advanced than what I've seen in any other platform so far. When you share a site, currently it shares all of the pages for the primary navigation, all of the pages for your funnels. So basically funnel folders, webinar folders, and all of the pages in all of those folders, which is okay, but sometimes you may not want to share all of that stuff. Sometimes you just want to share a funnel. Here you guys go. There is a funnel template. You can use it. Goodbye. We cannot do that right now. With this new functionality that we have created, you're going to be able to click on the share option and decide exactly what you want to share. So it's going to be something like in the transaction, when you're filtering out what transactions you want to see in GrooveSell. We're going to have that checkboxes, which will kind of have the main category, then a subcategory will be the funnel folders, then below that will be the pages. We base it on
So what
this
David
design.
is saying is,
Yes.
you're going to be able to go into your site, and let's just say that this is about transactions, right? But let's just say you wanted to go into your site, and then it would open up your brand website, your funnel 1, funnel 2, your webinar funnel, and you would say, well, I don't want to include my entire brand website. If I did, I would check this, but I only want to include this page and this page. However, I want to give them this complete funnel, and one page from this funnel. And then it's going to show you a list of things like this here. And then you will then click what you see over here. Then you will click add, and it'll create a link here. And then you will give rules to it, like who can see this? Anyone with the link, anyone that purchases this product, et cetera, et cetera. Anybody that has this tag in my system that, like, hey, if you stay to the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you these templates. Hey, I tried to get the templates. Well, I'm sorry, somebody shared the link with you. You didn't actually watch the webinar, right? So those are different things that we're going to be able to do for you. So it's over and above just share the site. So that's coming already.
Yeah.
So David,
So this is already coded.
Out.
We are just cleaning the code currently, and once we are finished with the cleaning, then we are going to release it as soon as possible. The next cool thing is something that Mike gets very excited about, and that's the folder structure publishing. Do you want to go into it, Mike, or should I very briefly explain what it is?
Where am I missing it? Oh, it's just not here.
At the bottom of the page.
Gotcha. Oh, at the bottom of the page. Okay. So folder structure publishing. Let me, frankly, this is something, that when something gets released and then we're moving on to the next thing, I'm like, oh, well, we missed this really important thing, and we didn't get to this as fast as I wanted, but this is what happens when you're dealing with resources. Then they say, all right, well, if I go back to this, then we can't do this. It's like, all right, well, we'll have to reprioritize everything. And so basically what every single time you create a new funnel, let me show you right here. I'm just going to create a new funnel. We're going to load up, this PC repair lead funnel. Oh, I see we got a new advertorial funnel as well. So when I click here, let's select all pages. We're also making some improvements here to select all and different things like that. So we're going to import the full template. And now these pages are coming in, and you're going to notice it's pretty hard for you to see, but the name of this page, if I increase my browser, it's called index some random string, right? And that's because we can't call this index because it'll overwrite the index of your .com. So instead, what's going to happen is when you go to create a new funnel or a new webinar funnel, a pop-up dialog box is going to ask you, where do you want this funnel folder on your domain? And so I'm just going to open up a text edit document here. And so currently what's happening is if I have MikeFilsaime.com, okay, and I add one of these folders, you're seeing I may be adding one of these funnels 3 times. So it's creating the URL as local business thank you page, random string, random string, random string. And that means that everything is in your .com. So what we're saying is when you create a funnel, well, then the first thing it should ask you is what folder do you want to put this in? And I might just say, I want the name of this to be called Black Friday 2023. Okay. And now all of these pages are not going to have a random string at the end of it. The first page is going to be called the index. And that means as soon as they go to Black Friday 2023, myfilsaime.com/Black Friday 2023. It'll just load the first page in the funnel. And the second page, I can just leave it called local business thank you page. I don't have to call it local business. So the thing is my developers thought that it would be smarter to put a random string at the end of every page, as opposed to asking us to just put it into a folder. And so now that's what we're going to do, is we're going to allow you to put any set of pages into a folder on your website. Nice and simple, nice and easy, and long overdue. All right. What else, David?
So these are the two things that were already coded. We have a couple other things that we're working on, but we're not ready with those. But I just wanted to kind of talk about these two things because these are cool. These were frequently requested things, and these are very, very soon going to be released.
David, we probably have it on the bottom of the second page where it's like all app or something. No, I don't see it. Am I missing anything that it is on here where we're going to talk about? You said we're going to be adding team roles. You spoke about that already?
Yep.
All right. And we're still trying to get the agency done for 2023 as well.
Yeah, so the team member management is basically the agency with a couple extra features. So yes.
Yeah, so one of the things that we didn't express upon for you is that the team members, it's a technology that allows you to add somebody onto your team that says they're not allowed to see anything in GrooveMail or GrooveSell. They can only go into GrooveVideo and upload videos, or whatever boxes you check them. That same technology is needed for us to create Groove Agency. So if you guys are familiar with Go High Level, they're really focused on agency. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be expanding upon this this feature like we did in Kartra, and you're going to be able to, if you're hired as an agency and somebody has a Groove account, you can say to them, great, just go into your Groove account and unlock all of these features for me, and I'll manage your account. Or we're going to be creating a white label version where you can upload your own logo, and we're going to put Groove on mask domain the same way we host your pages, and you'll be able to have this platform white labeled. We spoke about this last year. There's much higher cost involved in these different things. So there's 3 levels. One level is somebody hires you and they give you access to the Groove account. The other level is you have Groove and we make you a reseller of accounts. And if somebody stops paying you, you can shut their access off to Groove because you're in control and they're a user in your account, but you build their pages. And third is a white label. So that's some big stuff that we wanted to talk about as well. All right. So the user interface for the template library, essentially, guys, what we're doing is we're going to be taking, let me just close this out, get rid of you. All right, we're going to be taking this library that's here, and we're going to be doing some optimizations to this library. And some of the things that that I want to do, like Be Free, we want to make our email template library and our page and funnel template library open to the public at the front of Groove.cm, and just say, so we're basically just going to let anybody use the page builder, and the second that they hit save or publish, it says log in or create an account, so that people can actually demo this page builder without creating an account. All right. Next here was new blog UI for the blocks library. So the way that this changed here, folks, again, we made it for the global blocks, that the section that you want, if you want to add it here, you no longer have to drag it. You click plus, and instead of having everything listed vertically, you get it all on a canvas, and it just makes it a little bit easier to see everything. And now all you need to do is simply click on it, and it adds it to the library. So it eliminated the drag and drop. We've also added some really cool things like pre-styled buttons and elements. Before, we used to have just some very basic standard buttons like this, and you had to style it. So we've added new buttons, pre-made countdown timers for you, different things like that were added. Again, we never let you know that these things were released for the reasons that we said about in the first State of the Groovion, that we were kind of on a hiatus and not communicating for you for all the reasons that we went over last week. So a lot of these things that you weren't aware that were changed, and all the whole new GroovePages 2.0, all of those things are some pretty exciting stuff. So new minimized style editor. That is basically just this right here. Every time you wanted to work on a button in the past, you had to go here. But what we've done is we've taken the most common things that you want to do. Sometimes you just want to focus on the background of the button and the color of it, and maybe you know, things like that. Now, if you want to go in and you want to make the font a little bit bigger, well, then you have your full styling guide here. You can, you know, make it bold and make your fonts bigger in your style editor like this. Okay, but we've added a minimized editor here. Moving on to
hold on, Mike. Hold on.
Yep.
Move back, please. It's not only that. So style editor is also when you click on the arrow button in the right hand style editor. So it's not only for text and buttons and things like that, but on the you see where you clicked on the button in style editor, it says button with an X, and then there's an arrow next to it. Don't click the X, click the arrow.
Gotcha.
And this is also a minimized style
people
editor.
on an 11-inch MacBook Pro that have a very small screen, for them, it kind of looks like this when they're trying to work on their page. So we now have the ability for you to do this, give you more room to see your canvas. Yeah. Great point. Sorry, minimize. Didn't realize that's what the minimize was. New color picker, new pop-up options, builder code optimizations, publishing optimizations, publish code optimizations, and database optimizations are all things that we've done to optimize the main app, GroovePages. Anything there, David, that needs a demo, or we're gonna move on?
I believe we can move on.
All right.
So in GrooveSell,
David, take it away.
Yeah. So in GrooveSell, we worked on a lot of backend tasks, a lot of optimizations, a lot of things that weren't released yet, but they were coded. For example, we did changes on the partner contracts that is still being reviewed. We did changes on the affiliate marketplace that is still being reviewed. We did the add to cart bump upsells. Those changes are still being reviewed and things like that. But some of the stuff that we developed in GrooveSell has been released over the 2022, and those are notably the new payment gateways like Molly, Paystack, FluidPay, and Stacks payments. So these were all released in 2022. We plan to release Indian payment gateways as well, but the way we handle funnels and the way funnels are handled in these most famous funnel builders, the actual Indian payment gateways cannot support that. So there are changes required from their ends in order to be able to integrate them. So Razorpay and people that always ask about that, we cannot integrate with them until they do some changes. But moving on, in GrooveSell, we also added notifications.
Or what they could do, David, I guess they could use Razorpay and then just put a button on our site. We wouldn't integrate with them. They would just
the only problem is that it cannot use our own system for upsells, downsells, and it cannot use affiliate systems and things like that.
Correct. Yeah. It would be just like using a third-party company like Paddle and putting a button on there, but it'll take the payment, redirect them, and send a receipt, but not integrate with us. All right.
That's correct. Notification sender settings. That means that currently when you sell something, GrooveSell is sending out the emails. Oh, here is your receipt. Oh, here is your, new payment for your subscription. Or here is this, here is that. Here are your files that you purchased. You could actually change that to be sent by not GrooveSell, but your own email address through GrooveMail, which is pretty cool. So you set up your product, you set up your funnel, and whatever is being sold, whatever notification the system sends out, it being sent out from your email address. So that was released this year for GrooveSell. We also released a pay your own price, which is kind of a donation type of thing, which you can put on the checkout pages.
It'll allow you to do anything like a Give, Send, Go, or a GoFundMe. Or you can just do pay your own price. It's very good for invoicing as well. And so it's just another flexibility. There's some such things as, hey, everybody, if you like this live stream and you want to send me a tip, you could go to tipgroove.com and you can send us $1, $3, or just like and share and send us your support. It gives you that ability to take tips or be creative with your pricing. So we added that. And by doing that, that gave us technology to create an invoice system. But to do an invoice system, we have to create a user interface and stuff. David, did the user interface, did the invoice system, is that something that's going to make it on 2023?
At this moment, we did not talk about that one, but I'm pretty confident that for GrooveSell, it's going to be a little bit less of those tasks that were mentioned in that list. So we are going to be able to focus on invoice systems for GrooveSell.
Yeah, great. And okay, there was, just before we go forward, there was I wanted to, that's what it was, had nothing to do with what's being highlighted here. It was, there's been a lot of shout outs for Kevin Strite. And a lot of people are saying, hey, no, we understood David wasn't around and for what reasons, and Mike wasn't around. Kevin did a great job filling in, and he keeps us updated, et cetera, et cetera. And so we want to give a shout out for Kevin. Kevin hit me up about 15 minutes ago on Skype when I gave it out. He said, hey, Mike, et cetera. So we're talking over here on Skype, and we're going to set up a call. And so we wanted to give a big shout out to people that come out just for the love of the community. They're there for you guys, filling in the gaps when we can't. So that needs a big shout out. So, all right, free sign up option that skips payment method.
So a lot of people were asking for, I want to just use GrooveSell to actually get somebody to sign up for free for my first product, but then offer them immediately an upsell so that they actually do not need to pay for the freebie. They don't need to put in their credit card details for the freebie, but I want them to actually pay for the first upsell. So this was not possible before this year. We developed a system. This is available when you put your first product as a $0 price, and then you create a checkout form that it skips the payment method, which wasn't available before, which is pretty cool, and a lot of people are using it. We are basically using it as well in Groove for our sign up. So when you sign up first for Groove, we don't ask you for a credit card. Then later on, when you actually decide to purchase, then we ask you for a credit card. And this is the same technology.
Yeah. And it links it back to that sign up account, which is really nice.
Yeah. And then we added many more new currencies. Yeah. So I believe we added around 10 extra currencies because as we were expanding our payment gateways, those payment gateways started to work with other currencies that we didn't support before. So we were able to add them into GrooveSell.
David, I see somebody asking something, and I think I know what it's about. So in terms of optimizing our checkout, not only for multiple currencies, but multiple languages where they just click and it translates, is that on our list for 2023?
What do you mean optimizing the checkouts?
When you have the little checkout wizard, we put a little flag up in the top right corner, and you could click it, and it'll translate it to 10 or 12 different languages or something.
There are two options for checkouts, David. One is that we actually operate in another currency, so people would set up their products in pounds or euros, or the other is that our checkout could contain a converter. So that's what Mike is talking about, a currency converter.
So currently we are selling in the currency that is being selected as the default currency, but the currency converter is something that we could easily add on the checkout pages. That's not a problem. Yeah,
so we would basically need, it would be nice to have three things, David. So we'll and then we'll move on, right? So it's me taking a break right now to tell David, get it on the list, prioritize it using our priority. If it makes it in 2023, great, but it'll get documented and prioritized. And so what that would be is these three things. One is multiple currencies, which we're working on. As you see highlighted on the screen, says many more currencies. And then the other thing is like what Kartra does is there's a currency converter, because this particular person wants to sell it in British pounds or in euros. And it's, 2 payments of €497. I don't really know what that means. Prices are going up and down. So I just want to click the currency converter. It uses an API that Google will provide us, real time, and it'll basically say, that you can expect that 497 euros is $510, or something along those lines. Kartra has it. You can demo it on one of their checkouts, and it's not even like coding. It's like just tied into like a little JavaScript, and it just will convert the price, but you will still check out in euros. So if somebody that's living in Europe is forced to buy something at $9.97, they just want to know, do I have exactly enough money in my checking account to pay this? They can do a currency converter, see what it is approximately in euros, but they still check out in US dollars. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is a language converter that if you're marketing in another country, Germany, and your entire sales letter is in Germany, we should have a default language drop down of like 10 to 12 different languages: French, German, Spanish, Portuguese. And that way our checkout wizard isn't in English. Just the labels are all in another language, because your page is going to look very weird when you're in Germany and your checkout is in English. So just that little feature would be cool. All right.
Yeah, so we did big changes in GrooveMember this year. We basically worked on GrooveMember 2.0, which is a completely new membership platform. We added in new templates, new way that you manage the access level for it. We added in functionality so that you can customize the login screen. We added in a feature called the membership website, and we also allow customization of that membership website. Some of the new stuff that we released fairly recently is an audio element and also a PDF element for it. And we created specific libraries for it so that you can go in and then see all of your videos that you can use in one library. So you can just click and select which video you want. You could also upload audio files into GrooveMember, and you will have an audio library so you can see which audios you could use. And the same for files in terms of documents like Word documents or PDFs or other documents. We have a specific file library for that, so you can use that one as well. So 3 different libraries that are developed specifically for GrooveMember, but we are now going to start using them everywhere else in other apps as well. You're on mute, Mike.
Thank you, David. Thank you. GrooveMember is not about these 6 bullets that are here. Everything gets the same amount of importance on a bullet, whether it says we fixed a typo or we released an all new GrooveMember. It's just a bullet on this document. GrooveMember has had such a drastic improvement. And we just had a meeting on it about just that, the final push to just, the usability that Simone and Donna had, that would just say, hey, can we do this, that, and just these optimizations that are being tasked as well. That we need Debarshi, me, and David. Next month in January, we will be doing, except we got the Marketers Cruise, we'll see, but we're going to try in January to do a live stream just on GrooveMember. And it's going to be a 3-hour live stream. It's going to be a 1 hour. The first hour is going to be on the meta of a membership, like how you set up a membership, what access levels are, ideas that you could use it in your marketing, how do you use the free component, upsells, and all those different things that can happen within a membership, like how a membership should be designed, how you need to create modules, and so that you're setting it up for people to learn, and what are the expectations that you tell people that it's a 30-day program, and all these different things that are the meta of a membership. So that's going to be an hour of education, and then we're going to spend 2 hours going over GrooveMember because it is all new. Now look, I know that there's learning platforms out there that are meant to be specifically designed for learning. This is still a content management membership program, but once we finish what we're doing, Donna and I had a conversation. We're going to get David on there as well about turning it into where you're actually looking at tests and scores and quizzes on top of just our progress bars, and making it an actual learning program, and looking around at what the other companies are doing and adding those different things. So Dan Feliciano asks, can we bulk upload members from a file yet?
So directly in GrooveMember, there is no functionality for that currently as kind of a button in the UI. However, this can be done, yes. And the way you do that is you import your list of members in GrooveMail, and you just set up an automation. When somebody gets added to a list, add them to a membership. So this is the way we import things currently into Groove system, because we do this manual check of the emails. Again, we do this for security. We do not want these harmful emails like from blocked domains and things like that. So we do manual check. If you import an email list and you set up an automation, if somebody was added to this list, add them to membership, or if somebody gets tagged, add them to a membership, then you can do that already. Yes.
Yeah. So the first thing that you do, okay, is you create a new list, right? And you give that list the name of your membership name, right? And then you would hit create list. And then you would, once you have that list, you would click on import, and that would go over into
Actually, first do the automation. First, you need to do
first do the automation, right? Yeah. So you would go over here to the automations before you import. So the first thing you do is you create the list. Second thing you do is you create an automation, and then you would go into contacts and you would click here. Well, I'm going to click the back button because I don't want my customers' names to load on your screen. You would click import contacts, and then from here, when you click on import, it's going to walk you through. And in one of the steps in the wizard, it's going to ask you, as David said, to do you want to apply any tag to this? And as soon as you hit the tag, the automation is going to say to include them into a membership, and they'll get a welcome email. So that's done. David, one quick thing that I don't think is on here. It's one of my little pet peeve things for GrooveMail that I'd love to get on like as soon as possible, is that in these lists that you have right here, if it can, every single time you create an affiliate program, can we just have that list automatically be added? Like we need two things that are made automatically. A customer list, so when somebody buys a product, there should be a list for that product where you just have the customers and your affiliates, because we don't have the native ability to email our affiliates. And so what we currently have to do is what you just said. Donna has to go in, create an automation, and say every affiliate that is affiliate to this program, add this tag, and then we mail the tag. And it'd be nice if we just literally went in and were able to just mail.
Yeah, so this is one of the sub tasks of the items on the list that we went through, internal integrations. So we want to be able to integrate internally and have all sorts of different functionalities. This is one of those extra subtasks that we didn't write out, but yes, we will do automatic list creations, maybe even hidden list creations for different purposes. Like somebody is coming from GrooveKart, create a GrooveKart default list or something like that. So these are going to be subtasks for that integration.
Yeah. And so we didn't really demo it, but basically what David is saying is that these conditions right here, we give you about 15, and this is going to be expanded to about 50. Pretty much anything that happens in an app, watch times in videos are all going to be expanded. So you're going to have complete control of your automations. And we also have a new user interface that we're not going to go over today. We've done it in the past on the automations, which is also part of the automations that's coming out, which is really cool. So we're going to move on now to GrooveMail. All right. I have a feeling some people will probably be blown away. They weren't aware of these things if they haven't logged in a while. So this one is worth demoing, the new template library and the new email builder. So guys, like what we have with Groove Pages and Groove Funnels, check this out. When you're in GrooveMail and you go to send a broadcast, we create a new broadcast. Well, I can just now go right here and I can click on professional email templates. And so take a look at this. We have an entire email template library like GroovePages. So if you were to go in here, 3 weeks ago, and you wanted to do a Black Friday promotion, you would just type in Black Friday, and we have these beautiful templates that you just click right here and you click create template. Now, this is not available to free members. It's only available to paid members. It's a really good reason to upgrade. And we have a drag and drop builder here where you can, make your your buttons change your colors, everything, in here, just like this. It's drag and drop. You want to move this element up above here because it's an email and you want them to see it right away. You want to change what this says by now. Just like that. Very, very simple drag and drop email template builder. And we have over 800 different templates for you in here in every single type of category you can imagine. So we have blank templates, as well. I got to get rid of Black Friday. So if I click on Black Friday, it was still in the search. So if you went into automotive, where was that? Or any one I could pick on. I just want to go back to automotive. Any templates for automotive, motorcycle. Look at this. All of these have been designed by professional designers, integrated into our system, and are ready for you to build. And if you want to create your own template, like we do in Groove, take a look at this. We have our own. We don't use the fancy graphic images, but we have different templates for Groove Digital Presents, webinar replays, and if I was to go into this this template here, and let's look at just like our main template. This is what our email marketing team uses when we're sending out an email to you. We just basically add the content here, and then hit send. We have our pre-built, beautiful, beautiful footers and everything, and you've got all your different things to do, layouts, etc. Too much to demo here, but this is one of those things we didn't want to let slide on a, on a bullet on here that just says new template library. So we just showed you the new email builder. We spoke about automations and conditions. We added little things like cloning functions and stability and speed. And what we're working on right now that we said earlier is deliverability. All right. Anything on GrooveMail, David, you wanted to talk about before we move to GrooveBlog?
I believe I pretty much said what we are going to be doing this coming year. We did a lot of these minor tasks that are kind of small bug fixes and improvements, and we did thousands of them. So I didn't want to write them all out, but GrooveMail is, I believe, one of those apps that you may not see, but that is kind of moving the quickest because it's mostly back-end related stuff. So we also have some front-end kind of management of the contacts, and something is not sent, and we change the error messages, or we kind of handle the deliverability in the service. But it's mostly back-end stuff. Like we are working, we have a bunch of devs only working in the back-end, and that's what mainly we are focusing on. That's why there's no cool things that I could demo or show, because it's most of the stuff is just backend. So but there are new cool things that I could show in GrooveBlog, and the first item there is an RSS feed, and many of you guys would not understand.
David, before we go to GrooveBlog, I just want to go over one pretty important comment. Donna, if your ears are listening, this one right here. Where did it go? See what happens when you guys type. I lose things. All right. Graham Hinton asks an important question. He says, I want to know about GrooveMail becoming GDR compliant. So let me let you know what happened with GrooveMail GDPR. Attorneys overcomplicate things. They basically you go down to the last minor thing of a button that pops up in a display of GrooveVideo, and like it's we're just going over with them, and it's basically it's our own fault. Donna has said this before, GDPR compliant. I'm going to kind of quote Donna here, and she can come here and say if I said it right or not. It's really a spectrum. When you're talking about an application, there's some vagueness in the laws that sort of make it a spectrum. And I believe Donna had said, that a Kartra is as GDI compliant as they're going to get, but they can never be fully GDR compliant for a couple of reasons. Donna's here to expand on that. And before she comes on, I'm just going to say it is something that we're going to do in 2023, and we're going to take the baton from our attorney and say thank you very much for giving us an impossible task. And now we're going to make it GDR compliant in the sense that it says it in an email footer and these different things. But Donna, she was in charge of this, so she has a little bit more to say on that.
Yeah, I think that there are two elements of GDPR compliance that are really of concern to people. One of them is just not, I don't think we'll ever, maybe in a couple of years we'll get to the point, but it's that the data can't leave the country that it's in, which is somewhat ridiculous from a perspective. Like, technically, I couldn't read your data. If you're European and I am in the US and I bring in your data, that becomes a GDPR issue, or it could become a GDPR
like if your advertising agency is in you're in Europe and your advertising agency is in Utah, you sending them the file, you're violating GDPR, different things like that.
It's exactly right. There are some ridiculous standards that have been set. So are we going to be technically compliant up to those ridiculous standards? Not anytime soon. I can easily say not anytime soon. However, there is an aspect of GDPR compliance that is what people most want. And I believe that if we approach GDPR compliance from that perspective, which is, what do the end users really want? And the end users really just want that their data gets deleted. That's it. So the right to deletion is probably the biggest and most important element of GDPR compliance. And that is definitely being worked in. We are working in a way for users to be able to go ahead and delete their own account. And that's not just Groove users, but your users as well should be able to go in and delete their account from your email list and from your membership area. So we definitely are going to work on and get to that level of GDPR compliance. But I guess it's the prior former attorney in me. I used to be a corporate attorney. So I tend to be very, very literal when it comes to, will you be compliant? I think that we will be compliant as far as actual real humans care about it. Obviously, we don't share or sell your information. We can't even access your accounts at this time. There's that's going to be the highest level of GDP that people want. So we will get there. And I believe, and at this point, David could correct me if I'm wrong, that that's also rolled into the user roles project. Not sure about that one.
I didn't write it out, but I believe that this is kind of one of the subtasks, because we need to be able to allow people to remove data. So this was one of those items there.
So
mainly
go
the
with
removing of the data is the general data privacy protection is mainly because of removing the data. So it goes into one of those subcategories of that removing or archiving that I mentioned.
Yeah, you'll have what you have in ActiveCampaign, Kartra, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, things like that. As Donna was saying, when our attorneys get involved, they're like, the data can't leave the country. And we're like, well, what does that mean? It's like, well, if this account is set up in Europe, and you have a team member on the team that's downloading a CSV of your user, and they're downloading it in the United States, and now that data it's left the country. And all these different things just gave us a lot of agita and heartburn on those phone calls. And we're like, what are we going to have a pop-up every time someone wants to do a download, and all those different things. And David, one more thing on the cookie settings toolbar that we have that people can drop it. What I'd like to do is remove that from the builder. Like, it shouldn't be something that you move to the builder and style. What I'd like to do is just put it into the settings tab, and you say activate cookie policy, and they choose from 5 templates. And they get the,
it should be on a domain settings. It should be on a domain level. So as we have 404 pages for domains, it should be also on the domain settings. So in a membership, it should show,
on the blog.
It should show. I was thinking to do it with Groove Pops once that comes out, but because then we can actually manage it. So all of that domain.
I think we should do it here. I think we should do it here. So this is something also not hugely exciting, but what we've done is, if you notice, it's like a settings gear in every one of our different apps, right? So what we've done is we've taken the account settings and everything that's related, for your vendor settings and things that you want to get paid on for as an affiliate. Everything is here. Sub-tabs for setting up your wire. App settings are here. We have your developer, your API, all those different things that used to have to go into the app. You can still find it in the app, but we put everything here. And I think what we should do, David, is here in domains is just add you know, add one more feature when you actually get to the domain like this. Why am I not seeing any domains? Oh, I'm in the test system. So let me just go here. So this is my thought, how we did the 404. And if this is what you meant already, fantastic. So you're in the domains. I've already connected all of these domains. I set up a 404 right here. We add one more icon and we just call it cookie policy. And you know, it's not turned on. And then when you turn it on, a little pop-up modal shows up, and it shows you some default text for the headline and the paragraph. And you choose a template and you hit save, and it's part of the domains. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be the easiest thing.
Yeah, cool. All righty. Moving back to the PDF here. You started talking about, and as soon as we logged in, before we went live, the first thing that somebody had posted at the very beginning of the chat is, will GrooveBlog have an RSS feed? So, David, you're making somebody happy today.
Before moving to GrooveBlog, Mike, you mentioned you are on a test server. Would you like to maybe demo what's coming soon?
Oh, well, we teach you guys if you stick around to the end of the webinar, but you've been here for 2 hours. So I think that's a fair thing to do. So we're going to show you something that we're releasing in January. When in January? In January. All we can tell you is that we wanted to have it ready for you for Christmas, but it won't be, because when it came on David's desk earlier this week, I said, Dave, are we going to be releasing it live today on the State of the Groovion? And he says, last year we would have, Mike. He says, but not anymore. Now we release it perfect. So what I can show you is something called GrooveForms, which is going to be a new feature on the navigation menu, and you'll also be able to find it in GrooveMail. And so what's really neat about this is I'm going to create a new form right now, and we're just going to call it State of the Groovion 2022. Q4. All right, and we're going to continue. And now we have added some things like the style editors that you see in GrooveBlog and in GrooveMember. And we've added a new step here called design. And we want to let you know also that there's a new thing over here called templates. So not only do we have templates, what's the other thing in templates, David, that we have? What it's the favorites? Is that what it's called, or the personal?
We have templates and presets.
Yeah, and presets. So let's just first build a form. So basically, I can say that I'm putting this form on a third-party website, or it's going to integrate with GroovePages. So I may have this above my form in GroovePages that I don't want it to show here. I only want the fields to show here. But if I want to show the header because I'm putting it on a third-party website, well, great. This is not interested in our newsletter. This is apply for Mastermind. And here I would type in something like, fill out this application, blah, 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 blah. Now, I have email, first name. I don't like email being first. I like first name email. So I simply drag and drop. And let's see, am I doing, there we go. So I wanted first name on top. There we go. So now I put first name, email. I want to change what's in this button from send to, let's make it say apply now. Okay. And I also want to collect some additional information from this person. I could create custom fields, but right now I just want to collect their phone number. Okay. And David, do we have phone and mobile built in?
We have phone.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if we preset fields, home phone, work phone, and mobile. I think would be nice to have as presets. But let's just add this right here. So we've added the phone. I want to put that above the button, obviously, and below the email. Okay, I can keep adding more fields there. I can drag and drop, et cetera, et cetera. Now, that's all that we pretty much had in the past. Now what we've added in the next step is the design. So I can design things like the border, or let's say I want to make this background slightly like rose gold. Donna's probably chuckling a little bit. I'm going to take this here. I'm going to find something in the pink category, maybe. Let's let's see something like this. And now I'm going to basically go to the spectrum and lighten that up a little bit like that. But you see infinite colors. I can now design my form here. Not going to get too crazy about that. You know, it's form design, but we never had it before. I also want to change the text color here. Every time you do this at Frankenstein's, but let's just make it slightly lighter. You see it got lighter, but so that you can see a difference, I'm going to make it red, just so that you can see that we're able to change it. But we really want to keep that black. It just looks a little bit nicer. The other thing that we're going to do here is, David, if I want to change all of the font on here, can I do that yet?
So so there are different elements on the page. You could not change all of them at the same time because that would create a mess. So we allow you to change the form colors, the headings, the buttons.
Okay.
So basically every element.
So here it is. Got it. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, perfect. So in the heading, I might want to change the font here to let's just pick this here. I actually prefer. Let's do something like that. Okay, I can make it bigger, just like that. So it's just like GroovePages. I think you get it. We're not going to spend too much there, but you can now design a form and make a preset for it. But we want to show you a couple of other things here. Obviously, in the button, I can now click on the button itself right here, and I can go into the button, and I can make the font size, bigger here. Different things like that can be done. But here's some things that we want to show you as well. In the settings, you're noticing this is vertical. I can also make this horizontal like this. And when you make things horizontal, you need more size. So I'm going to make my form a little bit bigger. And now I've just created one of those horizontal forms. And if I really, really want to go nuts, I can go custom. And at this point, I could say I want first name and email here, but phone all the way at the bottom. And I can literally design it any way I want. So you now have unlimited ability down to the pixel level. You can change the preset labels in the form. There's nothing that you can't do now with a form, and then put it on your Groove page. David, here the presets here. Explain how this works for. It's basically I can save this as a preset. So the next time I bring up a form, it'll bring all of these colors in for me, right?
Exactly. So the form background will immediately be set to pink. The button color will be set to yellow. The button font will be set to whatever you have. It will be bolded, and the sizes and the paddings and the margins and everything will be preset for you. So you can just switch to a new preset, and that's it. So if you're designing sites, let's just say you have a white form that you want to use and you have a black form, and then you can do these presets. And then when you do another form, when you create another physical form with, I don't know, 4 or 5 different fields that you're asking for, you just switch on the preset and it already has your colors and fonts and everything on it.
Yeah. It's basically like a style guide, a preset style guide for your
It's
brand.
not a template because it just uses the colors and the settings from the style editor. So it's a preset.
Yeah, templates are something you want for real estate, for architecture, for motorcycles, right? And which reminds me here then in David, what would really help sell something as a template would be good if in form here we add something, unless we have it and I'm missing it somewhere here, we add image. So we have text, color, and image, and then you could put an image background here like wood, like a fence or something like that,
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Cool. All right. And then after that, folks, it's pretty much, the same from there. Now you're setting up your tags, your sequences, what happens when they opt in, essentially. And you go all the way through there. And now we've added a new thing. This is very new. We didn't have this before. And that is, let me just see here. I think I have to select a list. That's the problem. All right. So I could probably get a better warning error in the bottom right there, David, maybe a little warning error, because most users aren't going to know that something was missing on that. Okay, so now we've added here in setup. This is really cool. Is we didn't have this before. You can now have somebody automatically get added to a membership at a certain level if they fill out a form. You could fire off a webhook. You can fire off any of the automations. You can release a file, fill this out, we'll email you a file. And then we have the integrations over here. which are, oh, I'm in integration. So David, do we have automations are in setup, right? That's down here.
We do not have automations here. So the automation is in the automations panel. We have integrations added, and that's going to be, there's one more thing missing, is literally the integrations that are added into the Groove account. So MailChimp, Aweber, and things like that. That's still missing from here, but we are going to be adding that in as well.
Okay, I see. So that's what happens is when I hit next, it's going right to embed and skipping integrations that I was looking. Okay, so your integrations are going to be integrations to your automations. Perfect. All right, so that's being released for you folks. That's some pretty exciting stuff. Now you can copy this code, put it anywhere, or I'll just do it just real quick. You can go into GroovePages, and what will happen is you will go into a site. Let's just let this load. All right, you will add, let's say, just opt-in forms. Okay, I click right here. Okay, and now, David, I would integrate. Isn't there? No, I want a form placeholder. My bad. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into other.
So you could embed it through the code embed element, or on the top, Mike, you have Groove apps. So if you go to Groove apps,
oh, there we go. There we go.
Element.
I want a Groove Mail form, and I just drag that right here, like this, and I would get rid of this stuff here, because this is just placeholder stuff. So we're gonna delete this stuff here, and now I've got a placeholder, right? It's just an image, and we're having nicer placeholder images. So now what you'll do is you'll go in and you'll find the form that you just made, and it'll populate it. Now I designed it on the test server, so we're not going to see it. But if I was to, pull one of these current forms here like this, you're going to see it updates the form automatically on the page for you. So that's Groove Mail forms. We're going to have a formal announcement about that coming soon. All right, and so back to our preview here, and we'll go on GrooveBlog. And what do we have left for you guys? We have GrooveBlog, video, webinar, and cart. So we've got about another 30 minutes left here, because we're going to move pretty quick on this stuff.
Yeah, so GrooveBlog is an app that doesn't really have a lot of visual improvements, but there is a lot of things that we worked on in the back end, like loading speed improvements. We added a video library, a new color picker when you're writing the post. If you are using GrooveBlog, then you have seen them. But another cool thing that we added just fairly recently is an RSS feed. For those people that are a little bit more technical, or that use blogs before, they will know what an RSS feed is. Basically, it's something that every blog should have. That consider it as a link. When you open that link, you will see all of the posts on a blog. So with this technology now, you could go and put all of your, I don't know, most recent blog posts on your website, which is possible already. So if you want, you can embed all your newest posts on your GroovePages website with this technology, RSS feed. Or you could also add them to other feed readers, like RSS readers online, so that they can index your blog quicker, and your blog posts could be found online much faster, for example. So it's basically a tool for usability and for your users, so that they can find your blog post, but also you can use this as an SEO tool of some sort to actually market yourself better and faster. So this is why RSS feed is cool. And this was very recently added, I believe 2 weeks ago. And it, as I mentioned, it already enables you to put your most recent posts on your GroovePages site dynamically. So whenever you write a new post, it will automatically show up in GroovePages. There is no need to copy, paste, and do things. Currently, you would need to use an embeddable widget. So there is many platforms. If you type in RSS embeddable widget or RSS widget, you will be able to use that one. What it requires, just the link from GrooveBlog, this RSS link, and then it's going to auto-populate the blog post on your website, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you could also populate it in these RSS feed sites and then have your SEO boosted by this new technology. We added on, as I mentioned, loading speed improvements. Before, when you open up the homepage of GrooveBlog, it was loading for a very long time, also in the builder and also in the published version of the blog. We improved that drastically. There is another improvement that was done. It was fully coded and it was not reviewed yet. It's basically going to turn the dynamic blog post into almost a static site, which will load like this. So it's even higher loading speeds are coming to GrooveBlog. Video library was added when you're writing the blog post. When you want to add a video, now you see your GrooveVideo library. You can add Vimeo videos, Vistia videos there. You can add external embed videos as well. Berrycast, I saw somebody talking about that, so that's already available as well. And a new color picker. When you're writing your blogs, we added on the general color picker that we now use in GrooveMember and GroovePages and other apps. And then another cool thing is sharing of blogs and posts. As Mike was talking about earlier, this business in a box type of thing, sharing your campaigns and things like that. You can already do that with GrooveBlog. And if you create a blog, for example, you pre-write some of the articles, you pre-write some of the posts, you could actually share a whole blog, or you could share certain posts. Let's just say you could do an order bump for your offer. Let's just say you're selling consultation something, and then you say, here, if you buy this order bump, I'm going to load into your account the 25 best articles that are doing good for me. I have rewritten it, so it's not a direct blatant copy, but it's going to be available in your GrooveBlog account with one click, for example. So these are the things that we're working GrooveBlog. We have many more things planned. One of the things that I definitely want to add this coming year is first.
David, the RSS is live. The
Yes.
RSS is live.
Yeah.
Somebody just said, can we demo? I'm not going to demo it, but let me just run in there and show them at least where they could find it. And maybe you could point that for 30 seconds. And David, while I'm navigating over there, just a couple of questions that I went back to GrooveMember. Somebody said, are we going to have a community feature with GrooveMember? Yes, Debarshi's going to be working on that for 2023 with David. David, here's
I would not say
question.
2023. It's a full-on new feature, and we have a lot of improvements that we still need to do for GrooveMember. So I would leave it as an extra app. Maybe for 2024. For the moment, so I'm just going to really focus on optimizations, integrations, bug fixes, and improving what we currently have to be faster, stronger, more stable. So a community feature is a completely new addition to a course platform. So I would not focus on that one at this moment in 2023.
Okay, because it's really a new app. It's like there's GrooveMember for memberships, and then we were creating basically a separate type of thing, which is a community
it's a social media platform.
So, yeah, exactly. And we were even talking about creating something like a like a Patreon, something that content is released. Another question about GrooveMember was somebody says, is there a way to give a link to sign up for GrooveMember? Like, people want to just be able to say, hey, I don't want to create a page in GroovePages, create a form, create an automation in the form that says release a membership. Can they have just a sign up here for free members?
Yeah, that's one of those things that I want to focus on. These small features like that, for example, are much more needed than a new community platform. I mean, we should have this direct sign up link, and we do not, and that's what I want to focus on. These silly little things that should be.
I agree. Like when you go into your membership, you go in settings, you can't sign up unless it's free, because everything else needs a credit card. And then maybe we'll have some abilities to say that people can sign up for a paid membership with this link, and then you create like a secret code. Like they could sign up for platinum, but they have to have this secret code, and those are different. Or things like they could sign up, but this link can only work once, right? So here's your comp account. They share it with somebody in the company. Hey, it's not working. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be shared. So we'll build in little features like that, for comp accounts when you want to share with, with people that want to do reviews for you and things like that. All right, David. So I'm in the blog. I realize there's RSS settings. here. Is there anything that we would see here at the blog?
So no, the RSS is literally just, it creates a link which collects text data about the blog. So if you create an RSS, go back to GrooveBlog real quick. You can select popular posts and you can select specific posts. Popular posts, you basically mark manually which ones you think is popular. You go in to write an article and there's a check mark that you can tick. Oh, I think this is popular. It needs to be shown in an RSS feed. So this is how you can target those.
Where do people find the RSS feed? Like, where would they find our RSS feed?
Just go back to GrooveBlog. There in the settings, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
So go to specific posts and just select a couple of posts there. Yeah, and here just
okay.
select.
I'm in a test blog, so it's not going to show anyway. So if I did that,
yeah, just
because I'm in a test blog, I'm not in. Yeah.
And you have to put in an author name. So Mike, let's say.
Hey Mike,
and
you can go into our live blog and do this if you want. I don't think we've done it for our live blog. It needs to be done. Might as well take it off my to-do list.
But it's there directly, Mike, if you want to have. Whatever.
I'm going to do it at our Groove.cm blog.
Yes, please.
Here.
And put the author name GrooveZilla or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's this author
name.
name
That's delegation at its finest, by the way, people.
Sorry, I didn't hear you, Donna.
Oh, I said note that that's delegation at its finest. That I just took a little task about adding an RSS feed to our blog and assigned it to the CEO of the company.
Okay, so I just did all posts. I'm just going to hit save.
Yeah.
All right, republish.
No need. It's basically created. Okay. It was there below, above the save button. Just go back, please, without moving out of it.
Sorry.
So go back to settings. Go back to settings, RSS feed. It gives you a link. It's literally at the bottom. Scroll down, feed URL. You see? This is the feed URL. You can open it up. It's just a jumble mess of text.
Yeah, it's RSS.
Yeah,
so that's the
this
RSS
is it.
feed.
So it's not readable by a human person, but now I know, Mike, you have power.io, right? This is the tool, kind of, you can create these widgets. So you can go to power.io and they have an RSS widget. So if you put this RSS widget there, it gives you an embed code you put on your website and you can now display dynamic. So it's power.io. You can display dynamic blog posts.
I don't know if I still have an account. We'll find out. But yeah, you're basically saying that you could create like a little widget. Probably would have been my GrooveKart account back in the day. Yep, I've been in here before. So now they have an app for like to create an RSS feed.
Yeah.
Icon or something. Yeah. All right. So create a new app, RSS, app. And then you walk through the wizard.
Yeah, basically paste in the link and then you design your RSS feed. So you add a feed. You could do that for any type of feed. And
we'll do a training on that. Yeah. Would we be able to do something like this where in our settings, or let's not even say settings, let's say here in the where I'm designing it. Hello. Okay, and I go here, or settings. David, I have to hit refresh on every page. Every time like it gets to a new page, I have to like hit refresh there. Not sure, but let me do this on the test one because I'm not going to do it on our main blog. Is there any way that at the blog itself, right, that we could have something in the settings that when we're talking about the having the sidebar, right? So let's say we go here and I guess we don't have a sidebar on our blog here. And if we had, we could put some ads there and stuff where we can basically add an RSS feed icon directly to the footer, just automatically in the settings.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. I think that'll be good. That way, when you're in here and you're in RSS, we have two little additional features like add RSS to footer, tick box, yes. Add RSS to sidebar, yes. And then we just use an RSS icon and it'll just automatically just put it right there. That'll probably be nice. All right. Okie doke. Back to GrooveVideo. Oh,
Yeah, so
one last
GrooveVideo.
thing. I just want to say, somebody had a question like, Mike, is there any way that we could make an offer, before they see the membership after they log in? No. What you'd have to do is you'd have to hack it. Like, you'd have to create a post that that you can shut off. So like, they see the welcome post, and then after they see the welcome post, you can have a tag that doesn't show them the welcome post, and you can make the welcome post into an upsell. But that's more tricky stuff, but we're not going to be building in a one-time offer into the membership. But you can hack around your way with that using tags and automation and stuff. All right. Sorry, David.
Oh, I just wanted to talk about GrooveVideo, but makes sense what you said. So GrooveVideo, I believe, in my perspective, GrooveVideo has been one of the smallest apps, but it has had the most improvements visually that I could say. Of course, not counting GroovePages 2.0 and GrooveMember 2.0 and things like that. But a small app like GrooveVideo, it went through a lot of different things, and we added in a lot of features. So GrooveVideo has gotten the functionality of hosting, storing, and basically serving unlimited videos. So you guys have the ability to have unlimited videos on GrooveVideo through a YouTube connection. So we created a connection where when you host your videos on YouTube, we just load it in our player. And when I say our player, that means that there is no YouTube logo, there's no suggested videos, there's no ads popping in and things like that. So it's it's a small thing. It may seem illegal, which is for some reason it's not, but it's very, very
part
useful
of
for
YouTube's
people like
terms
you
of
and me.
service. Yeah, they basically came out with something that said you no longer have to show the YouTube clickable icon in the bottom right, and you don't have to use our player and all these. And so here's what I want to do to tell you, so you understand how it works. So you don't have to buy this software because we give it to you for free. You can go to killerplayer.com, spend time on this page, and realize GrooveVideo does this for you for free. All right. And so killerplayer.com basically had this website where they have an unexpected error here. Unlike Groove,
just refresh the page. They did a change.
I've done it a few
there.
times. Yeah, I've done it a few times. It's not showing. Let me see
okay.
if any of every one of their videos is down, unfortunately. Yeah. But you can see here what it allows you to do is you can simply put in a URL, and then we can skin it any way that we want. So once we've done this, we add a YouTube URL. We can now skin it to look like YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, or the default Groove player. And then you can choose whatever color that you want, and we give you all of these different things. And the best way to basically just demo this is to go to Groove.cm, show you that we're eating our own dog food here. Because guys, I don't care what it is. We could own Groove. We still have server costs. So we have a lot of traffic to our websites and our webinar replays and all of this stuff. And our Amazon bill or our Wistia bill used to be $7,000 a month for just what we would use. And when we were creating a pricing plan, it was like you get all of these things, but GrooveVideo, certain amount of videos, certain amount of bandwidth and plays, and it complicated all that stuff. And this video that you're seeing right here, the front of Groove.cm, is actually a Groove video. Okay, I'm just zooming in a little bit more. This is a Groove video that you're seeing, and you're noticing that it's auto playing, and I have the Wistia theme. It's loading a YouTube video in the background. You'd never know. In fact, 99 out of 100 developers couldn't go to this page and find the source URL. Most of the people on my team couldn't. One of the guys came back 48 hours and said, I found a way that I could find the source URL. Okay, well, whatever. That's great. But the bottom line is here, you're seeing that we have an animation of the button. We have the animation of the speaker saying that you can't hear it. And notice that we're 1 minute and 20 in. Now, if you do this with Facebook or other players or any other player, you click play. You go do this at kartra.com right now, and you autoplay and you click play. I'm pretty sure I could show you this. I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but let me show you what I mean. Kartra. Okay, let's see if their video auto plays. It looks like it's auto playing. And oh, this is horrible animation. Click to see in action. That's because they don't have our features. It's a GIF.
It's animated
no, it's
GIF,
a video because no, that's a video because they have this. Yeah.
Video GIFs also show the speed.
Yeah. That's very strange. It's a nice pop-up they have there. But watch what happens when I click play. We're 2 minutes in. I'm hearing sound. This is the all-in-one solution, Elliot's voice, and it went back to 0. So what we've done here is, look, we still allow you, depending on your membership and these terms for free, paid, and all those different things, we still allow you to use our GrooveVideo hosting. But those are going to come with limits and costs for overages. So when do you want to use GrooveVideo hosting? You could use it for GrooveMember because you don't want to load your video on YouTube, make it unlisted, and you just don't want your content out there. Believe it or not, Groove doesn't even care. We load all of our paid content on YouTube. We load it in GrooveVideo. We use our source URL. And just to prove to you, this right here, this is an actual YouTube video right here, just like this, okay? And we simply don't use Groove storage, even for ourselves, even though it doesn't matter. And so that was a new feature that was added in GrooveVideo, that you have an entire Wistia style platform with analytics and all of those different things, and there's no cost to you or us. And you can style it and use animations and all that stuff. So this is killer stuff. And we have new analytics now, right, David?
I want to jump in and just tell them how strongly we feel about using YouTube. We consider just removing Groove storage entirely. The only reason why it still exists is because we've promised it to our lifetime members. That is the single reason why it existed. We recommend you use YouTube. We use YouTube. Whenever anyone asks me, I suggest to use YouTube. It's the video stream stronger and better as well on YouTube, because that's YouTube's job, to stream videos. It's their only job. They do it really, really well, and it's free. So highly, highly recommend that you put your videos on YouTube. Yeah. Oh,
David,
by
two
the way,
things
in
I
case
think
you're
we
concerned, not only is it hard to hack and find the original URL, it doesn't show any content cards on the end or related content. It doesn't show any ads on the video when you use it in the GrooveVideo player.
No pre-roll ads. Yes, people can't hijack your video and advertise on your page. They can't, no related videos at the end, no title cards, none of the little things that say pop up and click here and all that stuff. It's all removed. And so, David, one cool thing that would be nice on each video, if we could put a little icon right here for analytics, and it'll just open up maybe a pop-up modal to see the analytics. Because even here, you can't find the analytics. So the only way that I want to see how this video is doing, it's cool. I can go to analytics, and then I have to go search for the video here.
So currently GrooveSell, GrooveMember, and I believe, no, that's it. So these two platforms have the new cards that when you hover over them, then it shows the multiple different icons for, I don't know, for editing a product funnel and things like that. So this is also coming with the UI changes into all apps. So GrooveKart, GrooveVideo, GrooveWebinar, all of those will have these new cards with, when you hover over it, you will see multiple different options to click.
What you're noticing here, folks, is our categories. Not only do we have categories, but we also have subcategories, which are really, really important. Videos are the type of things like an image library. You put tons of them in there. And so, you know, I know David mentioned it. We didn't go into it too much, but even our video library is going to have categories, subcategories, and allow you to name the image. We've uploaded the Mike Filsaime photo probably 700 times. Because as soon as it's past the first 10, you can't find it. We have no way to search or do anything. So we're constantly uploading images. And it'd be nice if your image library worked just like this. Had a search, sort, and filter like you see here, and categories and subcategories for your images. So we're also adding that for your images. So here's another cool thing. I want to show you. I'm logged into my Groove account right now. So we've added this feature here that if we go to Groove.cm, you're noticing you won't see this little edit icon right here. I do because I'm logged in. So if I notice something that I chose the wrong color for this video player, I can just simply go right here, right now, and I can change this color, and hit save, and it'll change at the front of the website. And what we also have done is we've added that same technology as well to GrooveKart. So if you're over at your GrooveKart store and you're navigating on page 13 for a sneaker and you've noticed that you have a typo, you now have a little icon like you do in WordPress at any time to click edit page, and it'll open up that page right in the builder. Or you'll see a product and you can go directly to that product. So some pretty cool things were added there in GrooveKart, unless they're not on that list later. So that's GrooveVideo. Now GrooveWebinar.
Hold on, Mike.
Okay.
Hold on. If I can just jump in for a moment, I would like to demo something from my computer, if possible. This is something that was already coded. I just hold it back because
go ahead. I'll do a
coding.
little bio break right now, and I'll be right back.
Sure. So let me just remove my screen. I'm going to share my screen. Oops. Share screen. And I'm going to share this one. All right, so here we are. This is on a test server. Not everybody will be able to see, or nobody will be able to see this. Only one account from the developers has access to this one currently. But what we showed you with YouTube videos, this is cool. But what we are adding in is also even cooler. Now, when you're adding a video, you'll have an option here to upload video directly from GrooveVideo to your YouTube account. So this was developed, and this is already. I just hold it back because we're doing the code cleaning. So let me just very quickly show you how that works. When you go into GrooveVideo, you have YouTube settings, so you can connect your YouTube accounts. If you want to have multiple accounts, that's no problem. So you can directly upload from GrooveVideo directly to your YouTube account. So you don't even have to leave from GrooveVideo. So it would be the flow would be like this. You add a new video. You decide where you want to add a video. Do you want to add a YouTube link or upload a new video to YouTube, or you want to add it somewhere else? So let's just say I want to upload a YouTube video. So it would look like this. So you choose your file. Let me just select a file real quick. Let me just do that. And I can continue, select the YouTube account I want to upload it to, or you can add a new account from here as well. And if you're adding a new account, it's going to open up your Google account connector. So once you're doing this, you basically put in the video title, the description, the categories, the tags, the privacy settings from YouTube. You can make it unlisted. And basically, this is GrooveVideo. All right. Do test. All right. So you can select the category. This is for YouTube. It's important for some reason. Let's just say entertainment. You can add tags as normally in YouTube you do. And then you can go and publish the video. All right. So publishing the video, it uploads it, but it will take a little bit of time for YouTube to actually process it. But in the meantime, you still can come over here and preview it. It's immediately available for us because it has been uploaded to our kind of environment first. But YouTube needs, I don't know how much time to process it, and it will completely depend on YouTube. But in the meantime, you can still work on it and you can set it up. But let's just say that you are finished now. You exit, you will see a little black circle, and it will say that video will be fully useful when YouTube is done processing. So once it's done processing, you will see the actual thumbnail image, you will see everything, but in the meantime, you can edit it. It will not give you any links because it still does not have the link. Still does not have the source while it's processing. But once it's fully processed, it's going to give you a link, and that's basically it. So this is one of the levels that we are going to. Another level is going to be where you will not only have this button, but you will have another button next to it, which will be choose a video from your YouTube channel or from your YouTube account. That is not coded yet. This is something that we are going to be working on, but it will actually pop up a video library, basically all your YouTube videos, and you'll just click on the video and it will populate this URL over here, and you click save, and it's ready to use. So these are the two different types of YouTube integrations. We'll have one for uploading new videos, and the other one is to use your uploaded videos there. with a search bar and everything, so that you can use them in GrooveVideo. So this is not available yet. I hold it back. I also want to develop that functionality for selecting a video, but that's going to be the phase 2. So yeah, you saw how it works. It's pretty cool, and I'm very happy to announce it once it's ready to go live.
David,
Yes.
I didn't see that. I never saw that. You saw me going like this before, like, oh my God. Like
Nobody
I know
did.
that we had spoken about it. Yeah. Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
thank you, Michael Grady.
Surprise!
Yeah. So that was a surprise for me. The fact that, yeah, look, we talk about these things and that I actually see like this stuff happen because GrooveVideo is so important, especially with the YouTube. Having people have to go to YouTube, upload the video, get a URL. They could all do that, but it kind of just seems, what's with GrooveVideo? They don't really quite get it because it doesn't seem like it's an integration. When somebody goes through an onboarding process and they connect their YouTube channel, and now they go use a GrooveVideo and they can select a video from the library or upload it directly from here. It's now GrooveVideo, right? It's like YouTube is just your hosting option for you on the back end. So Kevin Strite says the YouTube integration is amazing. I'm sure he's excited to play with it and demo it as well. And
I have to say, go ahead, Donna.
So the number one mistake users will make when doing this strategy is they will upload their YouTube video and make it private. Don't make your YouTube video private. Private means only you, the account holder, can see that video. Make it unlisted. What unlisted does is it means that video, I apologize, it means that video won't show up in any YouTube searches. It won't show up on any Google searches. It's basically hidden from view and only appears on the places where you embed it.
With this YouTube integration, there is a limitation that YouTube gives us. Basically, it's an API limitation. We can upload 6 videos daily from GrooveVideo using YouTube's API. That's the limitation so far. There's no way around it. We tried many different ways to hack it, but YouTube didn't like it. So there is this limitation, and there will be a counter. So how many videos you can upload in a day, but 6 videos is more than enough, I believe, than what a normal person under circumstances would need. If you need more, you can directly go to YouTube and upload many other videos. There, 6 is what the YouTube API allows. This is also in tools like Camtasia or GrooveVideo or anywhere where somebody can upload directly to YouTube. 6 videos is the limit.
All right, I'm just taking a look on my Skype here. I got a couple of you that have hit me up. Sophia Falk, Marcus Grunstrom, and Mark Mason. I haven't looked at your stuff here. I can't start chatting with you in the middle of the stream here, but I'll get to you when we're done with the live stream. Or I have the Marketers Cruise like immediately right after this. Is it really 4:37?
Did you really do that? And yes, it is
on the call.
4:37.
I told everybody. Yeah, I said anybody can hit me up on Skype at Mike Filsaime or
I thought I heard that, and then I said, "Oh no, that couldn't have possibly been it." Crazy.
Yeah, basically, if you're having a problem in the company, you can't get support, or you have a disagreement with something that we're doing. We love the feedback. Let's just not blow up the chat and make it all about that. So we're here to listen. Time and place. That's that. Yeah. So we'll get with you, Mark.
Say, Tyra, what company does that? That's crazy.
Yeah, thank you. And so I want to let me just add a little bit of perspective here. This is us kind of like hedging, trying to get a little sympathy play and everything like that. But this is fact, guys. This is just fact. Okay. We opened our doors in April of 2020. Okay. COVID had already hit. We were in lockdown mode. We just got back from the Marketers Cruise. Kobe Bryant passed away in January. And in April of 2020, Groove launched. It's been 2 years and 8 months. It's not even 3 years. It'll be 3 years in April. Okay, this is just fact. When I started developing Kartra, I started developing it in 2011. It went live in 2018. It took 7 years to develop Kartra. We we came out April of 2020. We're 2 years and 8 months into this. I think we're doing a darn good job. Please keep that in mind. We have to take all of your feedback. I see some of the stuff in the comments that they should take our feedback and put it here. We do have systems and processes. We have things in our system that have roadmaps where people can give feedback. We have what do we call that? The little board where you vote on different things. We have so much information with 700,000 users on this platform. We do our best to filter all of that information so it doesn't become noise and it goes into the right department. You have to remember, when you request that you want if this then that, 700 people requested it before you. There's very, very few things that we have heard. It's just about priorities and resources and running a company, and the ups and downs of running a company, which we spoke about last time. 2 years and 8 months. I think we're doing pretty good. Give us till 2023, and all of these apps that you have currently are going to be, you're going to be saying to us, hey, I know you promised us, Groove funnel mapping and Groove pipe. I don't even care. I'm just so happy that you took the time to stabilize this app. So, for those of you that, will say things like, it's this and that, it's beta, it's 50% finished. Okay. Hit me up privately. I'll listen and I will give you perspective. So you understand, as Donna, reminds me to all the time, if you don't think that we're doing our best, then you don't know us well. We wake up every single day and we're doing our best. And I think we've done a pretty good job. I think most of you do here as well. So I see somebody says, let me just see here. Oh, thank you, Martin. We appreciate that. Kartra is great. It is. But Groove will be so much better in the future. And we agree with that as well. So I see some of your stuff here. Some of you are just under Facebook user. We can't go through all of the stuff now. We've got to wrap this up. I have a hard out, I believe, at 5 p.m. For those of you that are coming on the Marketers Cruise, the countdown to the 2023 Marketers Cruise preview webinar is happening in 15 minutes. So we've got to wrap this up. Let me see here. So Graham says, Mike, I was a lifetime member with Webinar Jam, and even though you left, I still enjoy Lifetime. I'm now platinum with Groove for ages and 100% trust on what you deliver. Love to you. Thank you, Graham. All right. So David, hopefully I don't have to pass this over to you in 15 minutes. We have just 2 more things to go over. So what I'm going to do right now is, before we get to GrooveWebinar and GrooveKart, I want to thank all of you guys for making this. I'm saying my goodbye right now because I'm literally going to camera's going to go off and I'm going to be somewhere else in about 18, 17 minutes. So I want to thank you guys very, very much for helping us close out this year with this amazing community that we have. I'm excited to get back into the Facebook group for all the reasons I told you last week. David as well. Next year, we're excited to start going back into the studio, start engaging with you and communicating more with you on all of this stuff. It's a shame that we let you guys go into separate Facebook groups and create Facebook groups and say, I think Groove is going out of business. There's been no updates in the software. And we created a situation where we couldn't communicate with you. And to come out and show you that everything behind the scenes has been planned and has been worked on. It's just great to be communicating with you guys again. So that's my goodbye, as if this was the end of the State of the Groovion. But now we're going to continue to talk about GrooveWebinar Automated and GrooveKart as well. And then we'll wrap it up. So David, GrooveWebinar Automated.
Yeah. So GrooveWebinar Automated has gotten a lot of interesting features, improvements, and bug fixes. Of course, thanks to your feedback. We added a video library integration, which was pretty much needed. What this allows you is use webinars through your YouTube videos. Before, we didn't have that in GrooveWebinar. As you know, we went through GrooveVideo earlier. You can upload videos soon, and you can use YouTube videos in GrooveVideo, but then you can use those videos in a GrooveWebinar as well, which means that your webinar needs are also free, basically, because there's no hosting and storage and encoding and things like that for
That is
GrooveWebinar.
huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. There's not another webinar platform on the world that doesn't have these costs. And so that drives up the cost of the platform. And that's why EverWebinar is a separate platform than Webinar Jam. And that's why Webinar Jam and EverWebinar are both separate platforms from Kartra. You have to buy 3 separate subscriptions to work with them. And that's because those different things have costs. And we've been able to now integrate GrooveVideo. So the automated webinars is something that it's less that we have to restrict for you. So that's pretty cool. And as it says here, we've added integrations. That's logical. We know what integration means. It means when this happens on the webinar, do this. We've webhooks, GrooveMail, GrooveMember as well. David, anything you want to touch on that?
I just wanted to point, I may have mentioned Publi, Integrately, Connect, Make, and things like that, Integromat, Zapier, but all of these platforms are already connected to most of our Groove apps. If we can do webhooks, that means, as I showed you earlier, the GrooveBlog feed, it creates just a link. Webhooks are similar. It's just a link that sends information somewhere else. So if you can create a link through Publi, Integrately, Zapier, you can connect with any app in the world because GrooveWebinar, in the integrations, it has webhooks. Now GrooveMail is getting webhooks. GroovePages already has webhooks. GrooveVideo has webhooks. GrooveSell has webhooks. So most of the Groove apps are integrating with Publi, Zapier, Integrately, and things like that. It's just that the sending in the contacts is not available yet, and that's a thing that is going to be done. But yeah, you wanted to demo something, Mike?
Yeah, just what you and I spoke about. David, maybe for right now, we can just get rid of webinar type and just leave GrooveWebinars, GrooveWebinar automated, and just hide this in the UI. And, because it's not coming soon. It's coming in, and it's not coming January 1st, 2024. We're going to start developing it. We're going to do 1, then 2, then 3. So some of these things are going to be mid-2024, end of 2024, and 2025. So it's probably better that right now we just refer to GrooveWebinar as an automated webinar platform, which is what most people want when they're automating their marketing. And right now, everybody will be happy to use Zoom and GoToWebinar and StreamYard like we do. We use all 3. And so what I wanted to show everybody here is that at the end, we have this assets page, right? And so in your, we'll probably change this from links to assets, right? So here, these are different things that, we've just optimized, easier. It used to be a pop-up modal and it's just easier. But one of the things that we're adding right now, David and I spoke about it, there's going to be something called tracking code. So when you go into GrooveSell at the end, we basically tell you, great, now final step, add this tracking pixel onto your page so we can track your sales and affiliates and cookies. And so just imagine right now, this said tracking code. There'd be instructions that would say, and this should be left justified, not centered, that would say to you that embed this code on your thank you page, because one of the things that we don't have for you, imagine now this would be tracking code. You would copy this, put that into your thank you page, and then you would be able to have this, which we don't currently have right now. So I'm trying to get out of here, exit, okay. When we go into the analytics, which is also going to be updated a little bit more, but let's just say I take all series in the last 7 days. One of the things that we don't have is how many sales you made on that webinar in the search. We tell you how many registrations the page had, how many people signed up, how many people attended, how many people saw the replay. There's going to be another thing over here for each price point that you have, or each offer that you have. You're going to get a separate code, and you're going to link that to basically a product. So you're going to know not only how many sales you made, but then average revenue, average per sale, all those different types of things. So we can start calculating your EPC of the webinar, different things like that. We don't have that because we basically force you to go into GrooveSell and see how many sales you made, but you don't know if that came from your video sales letter or your webinar. And then you could set up a tracking link in GrooveSell, but that's as if Groove wasn't meant to work together. So we're simply going to add something that's going to tell you how many sales the webinar made. And again, these are things that GrooveWebinar goes live, and then we demo it. We show you what it works. We build our own webinar. We don't even realize it when we build a webinar until we get on with our ad agency. And we're like, why did you stop? Dude, I worked so hard on this webinar with Donna. I mean, it took us 3 months to build out this automated webinar and me to record it and edit it. Why aren't you advertising it? They say, Mike, we have no idea if we're wasting your money or if it's making sales. I'm like, you have no way to tell if it's making sales? And they're like, no. And the only way we get it is from Groove. And we're like, oh shit, we didn't build that in. Logical, right? So that I had a call with David on that, and that's being added as well.
It's not
Embedding
only
and proof
not
widgets.
only
Yeah.
pixels. Or when I mentioned that we're going to be in the 2023 plans, it's not only pixels and tracking that we are going to be doing. It's going to be also inbuilt API like Facebook conversion API, like for example, adding it into GroovePages, adding it into GrooveMail, adding it into GrooveWebinar. Anything that has any type of registration form, you need to know if that form converted, how much it converted, so that you can do decisions based on that data. So pixels are okay, but with this iOS 14 stuff where the cookies and things like that are blocked, it's not super reliable. So each and every platform that has a form, my intention is to put some sort of a API conversion tracking so that we exactly know what is the success rate of those forms, how many visits, how many impressions, how many signups. All of that needs to be tracked. It needs to be tracked reliably, and these API conversions are the best for that.
Yeah, and what we're going to do, and David, you and I will talk about it, but that's why I don't want Groove Forms to simply be inside of GrooveMail, because that is a GrooveMail form.
Yeah.
We want to create something called Groove Forms, where any form that you have anywhere, whether you have a little thing on your blog, you're going to get performance data on it if you activated a form on your blog. You'll also have forms, essentially a Groove Survey when it comes out as a form. GrooveWebinar is a form. If you put a form inside of a GrooveVideo, well, we're going to be able to basically show you Groove Forms, and then you're going to see GrooveMail forms, GrooveWebinar forms, GrooveSell has forms. Like the free sign up is a form, and we want to be able to allow you to go through a wizard and say, hey, when this form gets filled out anywhere, also fire off this automation, do this webhook, different places where you can manage that and also get analytics for it. So embeds and proof widgets, we're going to basically allow you, when you see sales, you're going to be, you'll see somebody just signed up for the webinar. You'll get a proof widget. That's another thing that we want to do with Groove proof widgets. We want to get that outside of just a sale. So if somebody signs up for a webinar, somebody signs up for a form, somebody signs up for a survey, any single place somebody enters their name and email address, we don't want to say just Jim from Brooklyn bought this product 3 minutes ago. We want to say any time that they even entered their email address, we want to give you a proof widget. So Groove Proof is going to be something that's deeply integrated into GrooveSell, but we're also going to have Groove Proof for you in the future, where you can make it based on any filling out of a form option. Brand form, button, and offer customizations, kind of like what we did with the form builder. You have more autonomy there to design better looking forms and buttons. The stream room and moderation panel UI improvements. So again, this is what people are seeing when they log in. Go ahead, David.
So when somebody's viewing your webinar, we added different comment sections. We added the mute sounds, mute the comment pings and things like that. So that's in terms of stream room, but we also worked a lot on the moderation panel. You are a moderator on a webinar, and you need to be able to see who is live, who is at what percentage. When somebody's commenting and you answer, where are those comments showing up? So in the next automated webinar, you can actually reuse those comments. You can reuse the questions. The questions are actually now being sent also to the emails. You can actually reply to those questions even after the webinar has ended. So the email will be sent out to that user that asked the question. So there is a lot of extra backend work done in terms of GrooveWebinar, where we try to improve the moderation panel and the stream room, where the viewers are watching and where you're moderating the webinar. So a lot of work has gone into it. Donna knows she has been managing most of it, because we started running our automated webinar, and Donna was the person that was like, oh, we need that, oh, we need that, why do we not do that, where are these going? So all of that, where, what, why, how, is now available. It's not only useful for us, but it's useful for everybody else as well.
Yeah, we run our entire go ahead, Donna. Sorry.
I was about to say, this is why it's so important that we run our business on our own platform, because yeah, we released our automated webinar service and we'd been through it a bunch of times, but it wasn't until we went through it as a user that we realized what was missing, that we could look at the wizard and see that the wizard was functioning and operating like we wanted it to, and it was setting up and all the big bells and whistles were ticked. But it's so different approaching the development of a software when you actually use the software. So it is so important to us that we continue to use Groove. Groove is our primary platform. We use it for everything. All of our pages are on GroovePages. All of our products are sold through Groove. We use GroovePay. We use GrooveBlog, GrooveMember, GrooveVideo. We eat Groove dog food. That's absolutely right. And yeah, it's when we get into the software that we realize the places that we've missed, because it's a different viewpoint as a user. So very often the first iteration just adds a really, really long list of features for our developers after I see it.
Yeah, so we can pretty much let you know that we know everything it needs. It's nearly impossible that you have a need that we don't know. For this reason, number one, we are power users on our platform. Number two, we work with advertising agencies and companies that are like, hey, we need the new Facebook API pixel. That's why we were one of the first platforms to put it in there. And then, I have some high-level VIPs. I'm in masterminds, and I have people that are using the platform, and they are more power users than even we are. And they let us know, hey, it needs this and needs this and needs this. And sometimes maybe a year ago, or even now, maybe Groove wasn't ready for them. We certainly know GrooveMail isn't. And so they would give us feedback that's needed, and we take all of that and we listen to you. We get help desk tickets. All of this stuff gets put into buckets. If you've never run a software company, I can tell you how stressful that is. You just feel like, oh my goodness, we're never going to be done with this, right? But that's the key to having people like David Lemon, who his job is to have the passion to get this stuff done and prioritize it. Otherwise, it can get really overwhelming, And so David, every call with David is, can we get another developer for this? Can we get another developer for this? Right? Because it's resources, and he's laughing because he knows that it's serious stuff. So I've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. We're going to see if we can knock out GrooveKart here before I leave. If not, I'm just going to jump off and give a big wave. Go ahead, David.
Sure. Let me just then share my screen, because if you are going,
I'm going to bounce out here. I've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and this is a big mistake. I thought I was going to have time between the two to eat, so I didn't eat breakfast today. It's 5 o'clock, and I've got to go another 2 hours. Not literally having more than this much fluid.
You're going on with Captain Lou. You won't get a word in edgewise.
That's true. I could probably just put my camera off and eat the whole time.
Turn your camera off, have a full meal. No worries. 7 courses. No problem.
5-course meal.
Donna, thank you for being there for us today, and helping us out with some extra information. And David, I want to tell you here, I'll take my glasses off, look at the camera. I love you, man. You're the most important person outside the founders in Groove, and so is everybody else.
Hey, watch it.
Yeah, but it's glad for you and me to be back as a team and doing the stuff that we used to do. It's reinvigorated. All of our team members were excited from last week, and this week there's more pep in our step. We're excited to take on the world in 2023. We've got good stuff coming. So this is my real goodbye. I'm going to bounce out. And David, when I saw you say you're going to share your screen, I realized, yeah, I'm not going to ask you to show the GrooveKart themes on a bullet. There's some stuff that needs to be shown here so we can wrap it up. So there you go, guys. A 3-hour and 30-minute state of the Groovion. Those of you that hit me up in Skype and email, I'll be getting back to you as soon as I can. So take care, everybody. Love you all. You guys are the best.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike.
Oh, I almost hit end broadcast.
Oh,
Don't do that.
The big red button. The big red button, like when you see in
Don't
Zoom,
touch the big red
leave
button.
meeting. Whew, I'm gonna just close the browser. Take care, all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Yeah. So it's just one extra app that we need to talk about. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we'll be out here before you know. But yeah, so as you can see, we have done a lot of improvements. It's just a couple bullet points that I wrote out for each and every one of our apps. But maybe it's even better if I share my screen like this. Like this, it's even better. Probably you can see it bigger. But each and every one of our apps that we mentioned only has a couple of bullet points. But there was a lot of development and a lot of thinking and prioritizing and fixing and testing that went into these tasks. Same went with GrooveKart as well. We did so many little tasks that are not on here that are very important, but they are not cool. They're not kind of something that we demo. But I can say that we redid the whole GrooveKart builder almost from scratch, because we added a functionality that we call themes. Themes are basically you create a layout, you create a design. So what you decide what fonts you want to use, what colors you want to use. I want my title to be this color and this font. I want my description to this color and this font and things like that. So when you're adding in new products, you don't have to redesign the pages every time. It's just it will remember it from the theme. So this was completely redesigning the GrooveKart builder as it was previously. So it was a big development. We were working on this one for many months, and it has changed how people are selling through their GrooveKart stores. We improved the builder. We did these minimized styling, customization menus. So now when you're working on the actual canvas, when you select an element or you select a piece of text, you have small menu items that you can click on. So you do not have to go into a specific menu out in the builder to do that, which is great. It's a user experience improvement. We completely redid the product setup wizard, and maybe I would be able to show this. I'm just going to load up GrooveKart here real quick. And this type of wizard is going to come into most of our apps. Is going to be added into GrooveSell next, then GrooveWebinar, then the rest of the apps. But what I'm going to show you here is we did tests, and a product that was set up previously with a previous wizard within, I don't know, 10 minutes have drastically gone down. You can set up a product within 2 minutes now with this new wizard just by changing the UI. So let me just show you here real quick. When you click on a new product in GrooveKart, the horizontal wizard, we now display it immediately in a vertical wizard. So as you scroll down, it just continues moving from information to images, then pricing and variants, and basically that's it. So all of these things on the top here, maybe I can zoom in. So all of these things are important, but the rest is not important. These are optional. These are marketing additions. So if you set up your team, if you set up your store, anything that you do in these first four options is important. The rest is like SEO, bumps, upsells, and things like that. So we drastically reduced the time. So we redid this wizard, and this type of wizard is coming into each and every app for usability, for increasing the speed of the product creation and things like that. So we're super happy with that one. It helps us, it helps you guys, and it makes everybody happy. So yeah, this is one of the cool things that we did. Subscriptions and installments. So now you can sell products with subscriptions. For example, if you are selling I don't know, vegetable boxes. You have a store and you're selling vegetable boxes. You actually have a garden. You go pick those vegetables and you send it out to customers every month. So GrooveKart can now charge for those subscriptions for those vegetable boxes every month. Automatically, the users don't need to come back and repurchase. We did subscriptions, installments for different periods, like every X months, every X days, every X weeks, and things like that. And this was modeled by the GrooveSell subscriptions and installments. Everything that you can do in GrooveSell, you can do now in GrooveKart, except the pay your own price. That's not available in GrooveKart yet. Inventory management is pretty cool. It's pretty hidden, so I'm going to really quickly point to it. I'm just going to exit out from this and show you how to turn on the inventory management and what it actually is. So you're selling those, let's just say, these vegetable boxes, and you have a subscription for it. You need to know how many of those boxes, for example, the carrot box, how many of those carrot boxes you have available. So if you come here in the settings, in this cogwheel, or the gear icon, as they say it in the US, if you go into store information, you can turn on the inventory management, and this is the stock management, as we call it here. You turn it on, it's off by default, and then you can actually go into your products and set up each and every products, how many you have, which is a pretty basic thing if you think about it, but it's not available. It was not available before, and it is not available in all of the what's it called, these e-commerce platforms that you may have used before, or that you that you can get on the market. So for example, here, let me just go back, not go into the actual product setup, but here, in a glance, you can see the quantity and how much you have left. If somebody purchases, then the quantity will go down, and then you can immediately know how much you can sell, how much what are the variants that you can sell, and things like that. So this was a big development. This was also a couple months development only for that one feature. And then we also added affiliate system. Let's just say you're selling those subscription boxes for vegetables, for example, and you want to give your customers an affiliate link so they can share the word and basically promote and earn, share and earn for basically talking about your product. This is now available inside GrooveKart. It was a completely separate affiliate system. We had to create then the GrooveSell one. We tried to make it work together, but it just cannot be, because we have inventory and things like that, which is not available in GrooveSell. So affiliate system was developed specifically for GrooveKart, which was going to be even more improved in the future. But now you can actually sell affiliate products, or basically your products with an affiliate system behind it through GrooveKart as well. So these are some of the big things that we develop in GrooveKart. There were many more things that I didn't mention here, but yeah, that's basically it that I wanted to mention. So we went through that document. We shared that document. You can actually get it on groovedigital.com/Groovion if you would like to have a look into it. I'm going to bring Donna on now, because we're basically done with lining up all of the products. So Donna, any comments that we may need to answer, or any feedback from your side?
Not in particular. I think we can go in and start kind of wrapping up. Now, this has been the end of a very long State of the Groovion, but it was long overdue, as those of you know. It feels amazing to be back with our members again. I can't even tell you how much we've missed you and missed being involved at the high level that we used to be. My focus for this coming year is really on addressing our users' success and doing things like, we talked about earlier about we're moving our help over into our blog so that it can be more easily searchable and you can find your videos and your support easier. We want to move as many of those things inside the app so it's right there at your fingertips as possible. We're really focusing on both internal as in things that we can do to help our team help you better, as well as external ways that you can find the information and the support that you need. I am very, very excited about the mastermind that we are creating and starting, and you'll get more information on that next week when we roll out the program next Wednesday. I'm super, super excited for the first group of people that decide to join the mastermind and play with us, basically be in a playground where my goal is to create a system or program within Groove that guarantees success. And that's a big, hairy, audacious goal. But yeah, why not? Why not try with a great big goal and figure out what we can do to guarantee the success of our members? So super, super excited about that. Oh, is there a part 3? We talked a little bit about having a part 3, but I think because of rolling out the mastermind and it being close to the holiday season, we probably won't connect again for a part 3 anytime soon. I know that our mastermind group, the first content planned or month of content that we have planned, is going to be talking about some of the new AI options that are available for you, the things that you can do right now with totally free AI services to grow your business will be absolutely incredible. So we have a lot of plans for the upcoming year, but mostly it is just trying to figure out easier and better ways to help you get your questions answered and get the information that you need. So that's my primary focus for this coming year, and I appreciate any and all positively phrased comments and feedback. Yeah, just be nice. That's all we ask.
Yeah, so it was a bumpy ride, especially in the past couple of months. I also didn't do the Q&As because every time I went online, I got questioned about the affiliate commissions, about the different state of the company, which I didn't have answers to. And I have to say, receiving very rude comments, receiving even threats because of things that were happening, I just decided I won't be doing the Q&As until this issue gets sorted. Now, since this state of the Groovion was actually the situation where we announced that we are sorting out the problems, I'm going to be bringing back the Q&A next year. I saw many questions about where's the Q&A, when are you doing the next Q&A. I didn't have an answer until last week, basically, about what's happening, because we didn't know what we didn't know. And now that we know, now that you know, I'm going to be bringing back the Q&A. It's going to be once a week, but in the new year. This remaining of the year, I'm just going to take and basically set things up in the company, set up for management, set up these task lists and the hit list for the whole development. And also I want to do a lot more trainings, not tutorials. I want to do trainings. We have a new system that we talked about with Donna. We are going to be doing there is two of us, Elliot, who is doing these shorter videos and the sales videos that you may have seen on the YouTube channel, and also on our sales pages and the upsell pages, thank you pages. So he is the person that is going to be doing the tutorial, short couple minutes how-to videos. I'm not good at that, as you may have seen, and as you may have commented, oh, your videos are too long, da, 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 da. So what I'm going to be focusing on is those training videos that are purely training. It's not a one-step, it's multi-step things. You're achieving a goal, you're achieving a certain thing, like designing pages, setting up a full-on GrooveBlog, setting up a membership, you're selling a product. It cannot be done in 5-minute videos. I know some people try to do it. It takes 15 minutes, but it's not including all of the necessary details that you need to know in order to be successfully setting up those assets. So I'm not going to do what I'm not good at. I'm not good at tutorials and scripted videos. I'm good at talking freely to the camera and explaining things as it's in my head. So I'm going to be focusing on that, and there will be trainings. What I what I mentioned last year that I'm going to do, what I mentioned that I'm going to do for 2022, all those trainings haven't been done, but I'm going to be doing those in 2023. So how to design websites, how to create stores, how to sell in funnels, how to do affiliate marketing. Actually, what Donna said, she wants to promote success in Groove. I completely agree with that. Did you know that we have multiple people selling? One of the person I know is actively reaching $10,000 per day with affiliate marketing using GroovePages, and we don't promote him. I don't know why. There's another guy that is using GroovePages, doing 200K months just by using GroovePages. Just by using GroovePages, having a sign up form there, doing a small funnel just with GroovePages. Imagine if he would use the other apps as well. But I mean,
I know
we
why.
do not promote this. We do not promote this. I know these people. I follow them on Facebook, but I don't talk about that as well. And I want to teach what these guys are doing because I've seen it. I saw their pages. I know, and I could help you as well.
Yeah.
So that's
I
what
think
I'm
we're,
going to
we're
do.
looking towards result-driven training.
Yeah.
So it's not just going to be, here's how to learn about paid advertising, which
Yeah.
is an enormous topic that we could probably talk about for a week and still not cover everything. You'll be overwhelmed. And we are thinking about training that is about getting something done. So get your lead page done, get your ebook written, get your funnel set up, get your product set up, and making these trainings be a compilation of the training content as well as the most updated small tutorial videos that Elliot creates. So we're working on a system to create the most evergreen training possible by using these longer trainings for the marketing lessons and the strategy, and combined with links to the newest updated tutorial that goes along with that product. So very, very excited about our new system. And I think that you guys are going to be so pleased with the way things look for you in this next year.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to wish all of you a happy weekend and hopefully see you on the next session where we are going to be talking about the mastermind. If you heard about what we are kind of calling our mastermind a little bit last State of the Groovion, you definitely need to make sure that you are there. If you didn't hear, even more, you have to make sure you're on this next session, because this, what we are actually launching, I don't think that this is normal. I don't think that this is fair, and I don't think that this is staying on the market for long, because it's just a no-brainer offer. If you know what Groove usually provides and what kind of offers we do, lifetime deals, and we give you the whole world, this is what we are doing now with a mastermind, where we basically focus on education and we're giving you everything. So make sure you're there. Make sure you just tune in. You really need to
drop in the registration link.
Yeah, do that.
So that we can get. So give me just a moment. Don't say goodbye yet. And we just got the web class title from Mike this morning, so we haven't adjusted this registration form. This is the most generic registration form for this class that you can possibly imagine, but I am going to drop it here so you can make sure that you apply. We're going to be talking about some core things that we have discovered that you need to have a successful business. So that's the content we'll be sharing on that training. And it ultimately culminates with us releasing our mastermind, which we are just so excited. We have, uh-oh, is that a 404?
No, I'm seeing
no.
GrooveDigitalAcademy.com/class.
I saw in the, so I have in the green room, I
camera.
can see the screen share from David, and he dropped on a 404
Yeah.
page at some point. I panicked, but there you go. I lost my train of thought entirely. What we're going to talk about next week. So Mike and I were just planning it this morning. We were talking about the the core foundations that everyone needs to develop an 8-figure business like we have. And we have determined that there are, I forget whether it was 7 or 9 this morning that we determined is the key things, the foundations for your business. So we're going to be talking about those on Wednesday, and about how we created just the most irresistible offer, frankly, that we possibly could to help you get those things all at one time, and way faster than it took us to get them. So yeah, sign up here to get at that event. Obviously, there'll be a live and a replay. And yeah, we open up that mastermind program on Wednesday. David's absolutely right. It's not going to last long. We're initially rolling it out at 60% of the final price for the first 100 people. So super, super excited.
People are asking for the link. I believe you shared it on Facebook only. So it is GrooveDigitalAcademy.com/webclass.
That's probably what I was doing when I completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah. So make sure you visit GrooveDigitalAcademy.com/webclass if you're interested. I mean, even if you're not interested, if just have a look at after this webinar or the training, because the offers that Mike and Donna create are just not normal offers. I haven't seen these types of offers anywhere online. I watch a ton of webinar. I purchase a lot of trainings and courses and books and things like that. And what these people come up with is just unreal. And this mastermind that we are going to be talking about is one of those unreal offers. So just even if you're interested in creating kick-ass offers, like irresistible offers, make sure you join, because it's going to be very, very knowledgeable. If you are looking for the information that we're actually offering, is going to be even better for you.
I feel that way about all of our marketing message. It's a masterclass on marketing. How we do our emails, how we do our GDP Present series, how we do our Mike Filsaime's Recommend series. There's so much marketing training happening there if you just stay plugged in and read the emails and show up and see how we handle our affiliate webinar series. If you model that, you now have your affiliate webinar series. Yeah. So there's so much meta that you can learn from just watching what Groove does. And definitely this offer is one of them.
You know what I did? I know that Groove is promoting the actual all sorts of different offers, and people are complaining about that. I love them. I actually save those emails, because I personally can go out, find the products that we are promoting, like Groove is promoting, and just use the emails, just change them up a little bit, and I can promote those same offers for my audience, for example. So people are complaining about receiving too much marketing emails, but they don't see the actual value of how they could use it for themselves. So just use those emails that Groove sends you, just switch it around, make it useful for your own needs, and you can sell the same offers, like, for example, trainings, courses, masterminds, things like that. Just use what you're getting. It's very, very handy. All right. I believe we're good to go today. 3.5 hours, as Mike said, is more than enough to present what we're doing next year, what we did this year, and basically just chit-chat a little bit.
Exactly. Just wanted to show the link again, because apparently YouTube is not letting my post go on with a link. I think it's killing every time I try to post the link, it's not going to our YouTube friends. So YouTube friends, since it's not letting me post in the chat, there it is, GrooveDigitalAcademy.com/webclass, or we'll be sending emails on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So we definitely won't let you miss this. Plus, it'll be posted in our users group and everywhere else that we communicate with you guys. So sorry, I have been trying to post for our YouTube members. There we go.
StreamYard.
There you go. Takes the genius, David, to figure it out. That's why we pay you the big bucks, Dave. All right, my friends, I think this wraps it up. Thank you so much. As always, it has been just, it is always the highlight of my day every time I can get on StreamYard and have a chat with you guys. I love it so much. So bye, everyone. Make it a great rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week sometime.
See you. Bye-bye.
Oh, see, I was so slow. I wasn't here. Where's Grizilla? There he is.